No, but listen to, did you hear the press conference of Seleke Kromah, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it.
We elect on 85 irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elect on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Please place your left hand on the Bible being held by your wife, and you will kindly raise your right hand, sir, and repeat after me. All standing, please. I, Joseph Newman Boyka Sr.
No secret now that your friend and former boss will be a candidate in 2029. With all of that you experience, all of that you know, and everything that you see unfolding in the country now, will you support him? Will you be part of the process? Will you give him the support? Do you think he can be a better president?
So why you want to bring political Benin in it now?
Oh, but you political you're political man, before you go out, very active.
I plead the fifth again.
Okay. When 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
So, this riot situation when it comes to country, because many times you notice that.
Charles Taylor is the problem. He will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
On the Boyka's administration, want to give the government of Liberia an ultimatum of 72 hours to provide a living ballot of the chairman of the Student Unification Party, or else there will be a catastrophic pneumonia in the Republic of Liberia. To arrest the chairman of the Student Unification Party, only because the government feel intimidated about the Vanguard Party advocacies.
The government got capital road, small, B road, all kinds of the place. I think the reason Joseph Baka will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TGIF. Today is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. I am Jerome Gayman. I will be your host. Relax and take a ride with us as we journey into the weekend. I want to sound a caveat to a young lady who usually says that I keep yelling. I'm always yelling and screaming. Well, you think I'm screaming now. You wait until the 27th when I arrive in Atlanta, Georgia, to the ANC event. I'm going to go right next to her and her hubby and scream in their ears so she can understand what real scream is. Yes, I will be at the event to scream. But on the lighter side, guys, today is the 17th of the month. The month of October is almost out of here. If you have kids, in another week or so, you will be preparing yourselves for Halloween weekend, the kids would go out and have a great time. Teach the kids safety of Halloween, the candy, the sweet. Talk to the kids. If you have a choice, like in our neck of the woods here in Florida, the kids are now going to the mall, to the churches, to the mosques, to the synagogues, where they are supervised, and safety is of concern to everybody. In the regular neighborhoods, as the kids go from door to door, they are rushing and running across the street. There's a lot that can go wrong, especially those that wear darker clothes when it gets dark. So teach the kids how to be safe, how to take care of themselves, let them walk in groups, let them look out for each other. We have a guest. You know, we got a lot of talented Liberians in this country and in the diaspora. So once in a while, every now and then, they will come out and bring us some great ideas. And we would like to see whether some of the ideas hold water. A group is coming on today that will be talking about investment and investing in the Republic of Liberia. We will be talking about what is their methodology. If they have the research, what did the research say? For me, it's all about data and something that I call best practice. Where has this worked before? Do you have data to back this up? Absence of the data and empirical research, there are something that they call startup. It has not happened before. You have a new idea and you do something called crowdfunding. You can do it on Wall Street. You can do it on your own, where you have a brilliant idea and you sell it to the public, and those who want to buy into it, buy into it. You do your research and you buy into that concept. If it pans out in the future, you all are wealthy. If it goes down, hey, that's how it is. So today we have the chairman of the Convention Committee of AGLA. They will be here to tell us, educate us on the acronym, what it is that we are trying to do. I remember when I was in undergraduate school, we look at our study at the Oxford University that is titled Pull and Push, or Push and Pull. The theory of the urban draw and rural push, also known as the push-pull theory, is a matter used to explain the phenomena of rural to urban migration. The theory suggests that people move from the rural area to cities because they are pushed away from negative conditions in the countryside that pull them towards the positive things of big cities. And some of those things mean, one of the main things would be economics. The opportunity to invest, self-actualization. And this is why Dr. Yekessin is here today, to talk about some of these opportunities. How is it possible in a country that has been stagnated for 200 years? How do we get out of this? Educated Liberians are coming out with different ideas as to how we can do it. I spoke to Dr. Yekessin briefly, and he said there is no particular silver bullet, but Liberians themselves have to dig deeper and come up with new ideas. So he has some new ideas. We are going to be discussing them. So Is he here to address the urban draw, the city? Everything is so centralized in Monrovia that everybody comes from Benjamin, Foya, everywhere else. They are coming towards Monrovia because Monrovia is the only center of opportunity. So the city is drawing them. And the rural area, they are pushing their children. Say, go, son, go to the city and make something of yourself. Don't sit here just to be trapping and be a hunter. So the pull and push theory, to some degree, we're going to discuss that. Dr. Yekessin is here. He has an idea. How to bring economic development to Liberia, that every Liberian will have a chance. Especially when you are based in the diaspora. I am not an economist. I'm a sociologist. I study social issues. My concentration is in inequality and social stratification, how we get to be staggered as middle class, lower class, upper middle class, how we staggered people, how it happens. That's what I like to talk about because I know a lot about it. Dr. Yekessin and his crew will be here to educate us on investment, crowdfunding. How do we raise money to make money? He says we have that power. The power is within us. So he wants us to harness that economic power collectively to make Liberia great again. So without further ado, I think Dr. Yekessin and his crew, they are pretty seated, well rested. They've been going on this for about the past 3 weeks. They have something special to say, and they're going to say it today. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. Do you want to build banks? You want to be a part of building an electrical system in Liberia? Do you want to invest in the water purification system? Do you want to be a partner in an oil industry? Do you want to invest in education? Do you want to invest in transportation? Do you want to invest in roads? Dr. Yekessin has an idea. He's coming to educate us on how it should be done, how it can be done, and how it will succeed. No one is going to come from heaven to come and teach us how to take care of ourselves, how to feed ourselves. Group of folks got together and they are tired of being tired, of being poor, of being destitute. So why not try something new? We are going to be joined by Dr. Yekessin. If you are in the back, we got 2 more minutes here. Dr. Yekessin and his crew will be here 20 minutes after 5. 2 more minutes. In the meantime, let's look at 2 brief headlines in the Republic of Liberia. Dr. Myean denounces his dismissal as political, challenges and Kehleboe and the allegation. The University of Liberia named Dr. Nevada Cindy Ricks as the new dean of the law school. Ex-President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said corruption remains a very serious problem in the Republic of Liberia. Honorable Snow slammed Information Minister over verbal attack on the podium. If it is a public space, do your insults on your private radio stations, but not on the public podium. The GAC uncovered major breaches in Liberia domestic debt record, over $678 million in claim deemed invalid since 1980. And my favorite story, married man sued his wife for the pastor. The pastor did some. He says a spiritual healing. The husband says a sexual healing. So we discuss that when the guests leave. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest, Dr. Prince Yekesing, is in the house. Mr. Yekesing, welcome, Doc.
Thank you for having me.
And in the blue corner, heavyweight, wearing blue gloves, ready for a knockout, is Honorable Pewee, the Dean of the Cabinet. Welcome, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good evening to you and good evening to our special guest, Dr. Yekesing. Good evening to the TCA. Welcome to the TCA. Sorry.
It's okay. Dr. Yekesing, I think you may have read some of these things I was talking about in either undergraduate school or graduate school, where we are talking about the push and pull theory. For those of us who were not born into the major metropolitan area, let's say Monrovia, the cities, your parents have always said, Lord, let my children do better than me. Then they say, I will send you to the city. You can live with someone and go to school. So the rural area started pushing all their children to the city. The city is the only place that you can go to succeed. So the city serves as a magnet and it draws everybody. And because of that, the rural area push all their subjects and say, go to Monrovia. Monrovia is where it is. Or if you are closer to Buchanan, go to Buchanan. In that light, you say you have an idea to address some of these issues. And I listened to you the last time, very interesting topics you introduced. Talk to us who you are, who you represent, why you think your way of doing things will alleviate some of our suffering. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am Prince Yekesing. I live in the United States. I'm from Liberia, to be specific, Kolahun, Old Town, Lofa County. I have been in the United States for 15 years. Everywhere I went, to every meeting, to every gathering, I saw Liberians, I heard Liberians lamenting that our country, Liberia, is not developed. It touched me a lot. The question is, what can we do to develop Liberia? It should be the private sector to develop Liberia, like America. There is huge private sector investment in the United States. Right now, the government is shut down, but still, America is moving very strong. You can't do that with many developing countries because the government is a big employer. So how will the private sector develop Liberia? Given that government is a larger employer of the population. Their income is not that much, not only Liberia, I'm saying most developing countries. So as a result, they depend on government. Okay, we are spread out in the diaspora, the huge private sector, because while we all here work, either for ourselves or work for other private organizations, and we earn money and we remit money to Liberia to help our loved ones, to carry on projects, to help with education. People who request, of us to help them, either for death, or school, wedding, just different things we spend money on through remittance. All in the diaspora, whether you live in the United States, you live in Australia, you live in Canada, you live in Europe, or even some part of Africa. When you live in Asia, you still remit money to Liberia, to your loved ones for all these things. So I was thinking, what can we do then to help develop Liberia? So 2019, I got up from bed in the morning and this idea came, that we can raise money to help develop Liberia. But how? So was the how I was thinking about when I went to bed. So when I got up in the morning, I had this revelation, this idea, that given that we all remit money to Liberia, why don't we deduct $1 from each remittance and deposit that dollar in an escrow account at the Central Bank of Liberia, so that when the money reaches certain threshold, like 1 million, 5 million, 25 million, 50 million, 100 million, we can set the threshold that we decide in the diaspora what projects to invest this money into. We could decide to buy a generator to power the whole Liberia. I mean, to provide electricity for the whole Liberia, or invest in renewable energy, or buy a satellite and put in our orbit to provide us internet access everywhere in Liberia, or build vocational institutions all across the country, clinics across the country, hospitals, water tower to provide safe drinking water for our people. Just anything that we know that will help to improve the lives of our people, that will impact lives and communities in Liberia. That's what we invest the money into. But we in the diaspora, we made the decision. Then I shared the idea with my wife, and she said it's a brilliant idea. I had just started my business. I said, if I start this right now, it's going to be difficult to implement it. So let me wait a little bit. So this year, July, I shared it with a friend. He and I share the same name, with just I spelled different. He's called Ama Yekison. I'm Prince Yekison. He's called Ama Yekison. We went to school together at the UL, and he happened to live in the United States. Yeah, we have always thought of Liberia. What Dwaro is doing, if he and I had started that before, we wanted to put our resources together to go carry on investment in Liberia. So we have always thought of Liberia. So I shared this idea with him finally. I said, hey, we have been talking all the time. I never told you this thing, but let me share it with you right now. And I share it with him. He said, it's a brilliant idea. Let's get started. So I opened a WhatsApp group, and then we begin to add diaspora Liberians to the group. And everyone began to buy the idea. Everyone. People start pulling in, and we begin to share the ideas and start having meetings. So we had the first meeting. About 242 persons came to that meeting, and we shared the idea, and they said it was great. So we began to spread it. We began spreading the idea. I drafted the constitution. I brought it on board. We reviewed it in 2 different meetings, 4 hours each. Every time we went to the meeting, in a Zoom meeting, and we adopted the constitution. We went ahead and incorporated the organization in Minnesota. It's a non-profit, non-sectarian, non-political, non-governmental, social economic development organization established to leverage diaspora capital and expertise to help improve lives and communities in Liberia. So that's how we got started. So we are fully registered in Minnesota right now. And then we said, we can't stop here because this is a remittance. The money is coming from the diaspora going to Liberia. You are going to be deducting $1 from people's high-end money. So there's a need to legislate this. So it's a brilliant idea. So I went again and drafted the proposed bill called Diaspora Development Fund Act of 2025. We went again to meetings. In the Zoom meeting, we debated it on 2 different occasions. We finally agreed on the final proposal. We submitted it to the legislature. All members of the legislature, lower house and upper house, they all have carpets right now, including the speaker, including the pro tempore. And we also send copies to the president's office. We send copies to the vice president's office. We recently sent copies to, copies to the diaspora office in the president's office. We sent copy to the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Yeah, so they are all aware of our intent for Liberia. And we are only doing this to help complement government efforts. And not only this government, but subsequent governments. This idea will live on beyond us. It will be perpetual because while the diaspora community exists, because they will keep remitting money to Liberia forever. As a result, this organization will help to develop Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Yeketsin, Dr. Prince Yeketsin. I see one of your nephews or cousin, Junior Sele. I'm live from Kolahon, Koba City, Lofa County. That's way out there. Sylvester been to all of these cities and towns, and you know where all of these little towns are. I've never been to Lofa. When I go to Liberia next time, I will do my best to go to Lofa. But I want to go to Lofa with or Lofien. I don't want to go as a tourist. I want to go as a homeboy, so I can eat a real Topoh soya.
Right. Go to Kolahon and go eat the Kehleboe.
Okay.
It's not Topoh soya. It's Topoh soye. Not Topoh
Yeah,
soya.
Kehleboe. That is the Bandikwe 7. Kehleboe.
No, you guys struggle the last time. I couldn't call it name.
No, I got it name.
You can remember I was talented.
I told him the question that English is not.
You're right.
They said no, that the name. I said no, it can't be the name.
All right.
Like the other people calling just now, it's not Topoh soya, it's Topoh soye.
Oh, Topoh soye.
Yes, Topoh soye. Yeah, meaning yeah, that's not no. The Topogi we got him in different category. Yeah,
Okay.
Master just cooked Topoh soye not too long ago. Yes, Topoh soye is there, so they get different kind of them. They get the Topoh soye itself got a lot of category also.
Okay.
That's the one you do it's just loose up and all that thing. You get the water green Topoh soye.
Okay.
What the water green again is English, but that name in Loma is Borogi.
Okay.
Boro soye, kun soye, you know, and you know, Tekbasa soye. So they got then that's soye.
They got point in real rudimentary names.
Then if you went to the other side of the Topogi, they get Mada Topogi, that's Kasali Topogi. Tolo Bogi, that's Beans Topogi. Pablo Bogi, that's Bidabo Topogi. You know, so Topogi is in wide range, different kind of. I wouldn't struggle like Bani people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
You was a quick service. You was a quick service.
Quick service is, you know. So that's it. So again, we got all the basic name in it. But it's important actually. If you want to go to Lofa with someone from Lofa, I will be a very good tourist guide for you. Just get my ticket and I'll be ready to go with you.
Let's do it. Well, Honorable Pewee, we have some great ideas here. This group came up with this idea. I don't know whether legally they can do this, but he said that they have sent a bill. They have submitted a bill through his representatives, and now it's in the hands of the lawmakers, whether it gets on the floor or not. But what do you think about this idea?
I got a little distracted while I was on the phone having a conversation while I was stay tuned. But
okay,
what's the basic idea? Just give me just on your guard. Is this bill geared towards
remittance? The diaspora community, Liberian diaspora community, sent lots of money to Liberia. According to the central bank, this is the volume, not the remittance data itself, but just the volume, the amount that is reported to the central bank annually is about 700 million to 1 billion a year in remittance just from the Liberian diaspora. So we are saying, since we are selling that aggregate amount of 700 to 1 billion, 700 million to 1 billion annually. So we think that, that's my estimate, we can raise at least 1 million a year. Some say 5 million, 24 million, but I set my minimum at 1 million a year because we are not calculating how much, we are calculating how many times a household send money to Liberia. So if I send money, we in October, if I send money at the beginning of the month, let's say $100 for someone to go to hospital, and then in the middle of the month, another person needs school fee, and I send $250. Then maybe at the end of the month, they are send full money $500. It's not the total amount we want the dollar from. We want each time that money was sent to Liberia. The first time the $100 was sent $1. The second time it was sent another $1. The third time it was sent another $1. So if you send money one time in the month, you only give us $1. If you send money to Liberia only one time a year, you only give us $1. If you send 10 million to Liberia, you only give us $1 for not 10 million. It does not matter how much you send, but how many times you send money to Liberia. That's why we are interested. That's why my organization called Liberian Diaspora. We in the diaspora, the DLDR, Diaspora Liberian Development Initiative. Diaspora Liberian Development Initiative, DLDR. That's why we are interested. That's what we want to use to raise money to help complement government efforts, and not only this government, but subsequent governments.
Okay, so you passing this to your lawmaker? Is it Sefaboto?
No, this is not for Lofa. This is like for Liberia.
Oh, you passed
so
it.
why
have you now into now? Okay, before you continue, that's a very brilliant idea on a serious note, and it's not a bad thing to do that. It's all about, because that's one of the reasons why you see, beyond having a powerful middle class in this country, they have different ways people create programs to generate revenue also that will move to bringing up a lot of development, if you will. So that is a very, to the point, first and foremost, it's a very brilliant idea, and trust me, I do share this your sentiments in that. But my point now is how are you going to go about it? Are you engaging chain of lawmakers, or a particular lawmaker going to push this? How's the organization going to move to get others across the globe? You said diaspora, so are you talking to people beyond the United States? Have you been engaging? Because we know we have, if we were to go by the record, chunk of the Liberian diaspora would be in the USA. Majority, right, will be in the USA. You have some of them will be sprinkled across the world, Europe, Asia, and Africa, and the rest in the middle, even the Middle East. You have maybe a very small percentage there. But then how are you going about engaging other sector of the diaspora to ensure that this is collectively supported, so it will get the kind of a steam it required to move through?
Thank you. So we have a board, DLDR board. We said the board should be represented by county representatives.
Okay.
Because there are different organizations in the diaspora, different Liberian organizations in the diaspora. So someone will say, I am not part of EULA, or I'm not part of IFLA, I'm not part of LAC, like in Canada, for example. So what we do is, let us have the board to be occupied by representatives from each county organizations in the diaspora. So, because every one of us here from Liberia, and we also hear from particular counties in Liberia. And since we want to carry on development in various counties, let's have representation on the board based on the counties. So we went ahead and started appointing people based on nomination. Let's start with Lofa County. Lofa County is now represented on the DR board by FLA president. FLA is the Federation of Lofa Association in the Americas. They just had the inauguration recently, so their president is nominated on the board and he has been appointed. He's on the board representing Lofa Association, not just for FLA, but all Lofa associations in the diaspora, because that was the nomination we received from all of them. We also got a nomination from, so we went ahead, we went very far. We went to Australia to bring her on board. So we got the president for the president, who is the president for the association in Queensland, James Andrew. So James Andrew is the president for the Liberia Association in Queensland, in Australia. So he here from Bomi County, because we want to diversify the organization as well. So he is appointed on the board to represent Bomi County, at the same time to spread the message in Australia about our organization. In fact, there's a pending meeting to have with them very soon. But they all have been in our meetings, you know, not the organization itself, but many of them in Australia have been in our meetings. So they be recommended that he be nominated to serve on the board. Similarly with Europe, we have Francis Mensah on the board. Francis Mensah is the president for Federation of Liberian Association in Europe. So he representing Monserrato County. Then we have Pressure Podia Dramani. She is the president for Liberian Association in Canada. So she's representing Bomi County. We have a little issue with her appointment when the Bomi County Association in the Americas said they already have someone to serve on the board, but we said that nomination came in late. However, your nominee will now serve as an advisor to Pressure Podia Dramani, and then we put him on the board, in the board chat room, to advise Pressure. So that will resolve right there. So we have Bomi County fully represented on our board right now. All right. We also have Kun from India representing Liberia Association in India. So he's also on the board. So we want county representation. Right now we are speaking to potential people to serve on the board for Nimba. We also speaking to someone for Sano County. And we want other counties that we have not named to submit nominees to get on this board, because you guys are the ones to make decisions, not us. The board will make the decision on projects every year. So every year, they will liaise with their local authorities in Liberia, as well as the legislators in Liberia. Then they will come up with project proposal. And then they will study that project. Let's say, for example, they decide that this year for Liberia, given the money we have raised, we are going to build vocational institutions all across the counties, maybe 5 each or 1 each. So our board in the diaspora will finally make the decision that, yeah, this is what we're doing this year. So if your county already has a hospital, so we will not be building a hospital, we will only upgrade the services that you have in your county. So we are going to be carrying on these projects based on the need of the country to impact lives and communities. So that's how we have the representation on the board. EULA, we tried to bring EULA on, but we went to the convention.
and they said the board is going to meet with us, our leadership, because we have a leadership, not just the board. We have a leadership. So EULA leadership is going to be meeting with us very soon. They told me, I have spoken to the president many times, said they are going to meet with us to discuss finally, and they are going to help to push the passage of this bill. So it's like everyone is on board. Even the president of EULA has been in our meetings. He has not yet made decision, but he has attended our meetings many times. He even posts in our chat room, you know. It's a great idea, and everybody is buying the idea. And let me just explain this part of it. The money is going to be kept at the Central Bank of Liberia in an escrow account. There will be 3 signatories to this account. 3. The president of DLDR, the treasurer of DLDR, and the chairman of the diaspora board, the chairman of the county diaspora board. Those will be the 3 signatories to the account. They would sign before money is dished out. So let's say, for example, we're going to buy clinics across the country. So we put the ad in the newspaper, and you find contractors will bid, and then we'll have the vetting process. He who wins the bid, you know, gets the contract, and then we dish out the money from the central bank in phases to carry on the project. So everything was well thought of. We went to meetings and we discussed everything, how it should be done. And up to now, we stay soliciting views, ideas to see how we can format this idea to be able to benefit our people.
Okay, great. Let's say I send money to Liberia often.
Yeah.
And I do not want to be part of what you are trying to do.
But
yeah. Basically, you are conscripting me, because the government of Liberia is going to take $1 off my remittances every time I send against my will. So how do you address that?
I do what you use that. You say conscripting. I have not. We are not. We don't intend to do that. In fact, there might be probably a name we may find for this money we're collecting. It's not really a tax, and we now. Not that we intend to really impose on people, and that's how we're creating awareness for everybody to be aware of what we're doing. We can't leave it voluntary. Like here, you go to Walmart to buy and say, "Are you willing to donate?" You do that with the Liberians, you will not succeed in this with this idea. You will not succeed. If I just say let's contribute $5 each to buy a generator to power Liberia, only few people will pay that money. It's going to be difficult to collect such. That's why we're getting the government involved. And the government, we also have an oversight over this money. I don't want to say oversight responsibility, because we have the central bank on the board playing a advisory role, because they will liaise with the money transfer companies to collect this money. Now, every month, the money transfer company must make sure to put this money in the escrow account and also send the remittance data so we can reconcile both data. You know, so we're not really intend that we're trying to force people. But this organization is not a membership-driven organization. Once you live outside of Liberia, you are a member. That's how we set it up. Once you live outside of Liberia, because you remit money to Liberia, and we want your dollar, so you are automatically a member. And say you are automatically a member, so we want the dollar to help develop Liberia. You said Liberia is not developed. We have found we have found the way to help develop Liberia. So this is the easier way we have found. Except if you have superior idea than what we have, then bring it on board. But I don't think we intend to I don't want to use the word conscript, but we are appealing, we are soliciting views, ideas, and this is what we have. What's the place? Ethiopia. Ethiopia, what they did was they wanted to pay their dime. They asked the diaspora community to contribute money towards that project, and they contributed. And right after that, after the dam was built, that cut off. This one will not stop, because what? Money will keep going to Liberia forever. So it's just the management part of it. This will actually help to develop Liberia. It will complement government efforts. It will reduce the burden on the government when it comes to unemployment. And even carry on projects, because we will carry on some projects that the government is supposed to carry on, that the government cannot use that money and for other purposes. You know, so we're trying to help the government because the private sector is the one to develop Liberia. So we, the greater private sector. So we say we will contribute our dollar.
Okay, if I was to invest, let's say I send money 20 times a year, and I get $20 invested in this, what do I get in return?
Your community is benefiting because it's built in your county. Your county is the one benefiting. The day you go to that country, you will benefit. You will drink safe drinking water. If you can say you go to that hospital without rushing you to America for treatment. So whenever you go to your country, you will get a benefit.
So the next question to that is that what barometer are you setting in terms of having equitable balance of that resources towards development? We have 15 counties currently. Those 15 counties, and how do we determine? So I know the issue about the amount for every Liberian across the world. If you send any amount, it's $1. If you send maybe 20, 30, 100 times a year, then that would be $100, right? And that's going to be going to that contribution will be placed in the extra account. My point to you now is that how do you measure as to how the development is going to go across the country?
That's why we want you on board. Everybody in the diaspora, we want everybody on board with their idea how we're going to spend this money. But our own idea is we spend this money on the need basis. As I said, for example,
it's going to be a need assessment basis. So
right.
Let agree the organization is looking into, let's say rural sales. Rural sales are counted as very remote. There's nothing. So there's a need. Grand Basel got a lot more things going on. So the need assessment here is that we need to put more safe, not only usable water, but drinkable water also in part of the different area that pour into river sets and other areas. So how are you going to be going about it? For that?
Right, on the need basis, need assessment. Yeah, as I said. So what we're trying to do is to create urban sector for everywhere. Just like America, everywhere you go, you have access to everything. It's what we want to help to do in Liberia. We want to make sure that it may come a time to say, let's expand this equal amount based on certain projects, but many of our projects will be based on need assessment. To make sure that every part of the country you go, you experience an urban atmosphere.
Okay, in a more equitable way. Anyway,
right.
That's it. What if I did not want to be a part of that because you're taking my money by force?
But Mr. Gayman, what I'm reading from this is if it is legislated, you don't have to agree to it now. It's a law.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, then you have to. But it's going towards your country anyway.
Yeah, what they have done in the guy from Nigeria, what they have done is you put your money there. When it reaches a certain threshold and that money is invested like they did in Ethiopia, where in the dam where now you're going to create this huge windfall of energy. And now you're going to sell the energy across all of Africa. Now you're going to get a return on your investment, whether it is 1% or less than 1%, whatever. But you are investing, and then when you invest your money, like for instance, if the diaspora development wanted to build tolls, right? Let's say build road from there to Lofa. Okay? And then we say, how do we get our investment back from Lofa? Then the idea would be, after the road is completed, we're going to have a toll booth at the Lofa Bridge. So we can collect money, so we can get our money back, and then you can get your money back with 1% interest. Those are the things that I thought they were going to be talking about. That listen, Liberian people will love to invest in something like this, as long as there is a return on investment. I want to invest in my country, but I'm a capitalist. I want some return on my investment because I could take that $20 a year, $30 a year, and put it in stock here somewhere, and be making a few dollars. Even if I put it in a money market, I can be making money back. So why do you put that profitability component to it? That listen, if you invest your money, and we generate electricity in Liberia, we get excess electricity, we sell it to Guinea, to the Ivory Coast. Why don't you get a share, piece of that action? Why do you do that?
Because we are a non-profit. To establish an organization in America, you have to define yourself. Because that's another component. We're going to be soliciting money through grants as well, through membership contribution as well. So we are a non-profit. So we cannot do this as a profit. That's why they got Dwalu company. Dwalu has a company in Liberia. You can invest into that and you get a return. This one is a non-profit. And two, this is almost like adding to your remittance fee, because every time you remit money into Liberia, the money transfer company takes money from you. They do take money from you, and you don't complain. Assuming they increase your transfer fee by $1, you will not even know. You will still pay. So this is almost like increasing your transfer fee, your money transfer fee. This $1, to me, is negligible, because you will pay without even knowing that you're paying. Like if you send money every month to Liberia, you will only spend $12 a year. Yeah, I agree. Over time, that's a huge amount of money, but it's benefiting your country. It's not just going in the pockets of the remittance company eating it that you have no benefit. This money is going to benefit your country. It's going to benefit your county. Your county is going to have safe drinking water when you go back to Bomi County. You have everything, or Riverside. So we're going to be investing in lots of things. All right. We are a non-profit in the sense we are non-profit, but we may engage in profit business for the profit to come back to the organization to carry on more investment. That we could build hotels. That if you come from abroad, you got this place to go. Instead of going to other hotel to pay more, here we'll give you 50% off of that hotel you want to go to. So that could be a benefit to you, because we're going to be building hotels as well across the country. We're going to be carrying on development, but everything we do, the money comes back to the organization to be reinvested in Liberia.
Let me go to Mr. Pewee here. Honorable Pewee, let's talk about competing interests, right? The government is broke. The government is always has a shortfall.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we come, Dr. Yegesi come up with a brilliant idea. And in the central bank, Dr. Yegesi got 700 million, and the entire nation got only 700 million herself. And,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a gap, there's a shortfall. Now we talk about competing interests, because this is now being legislated, right? So the government has some oversight. What guarantee that the government will not go into that account?
That's a very good one. Someone raised that.
But I don't think the government would do that. So here's how it's going to be set up. It's not going to go. This money is not going to the consolidated account. This money is not going to the National Consolidated Account. The National Consolidated Account is the government of the Republic of Liberia, major account that all monies collected by the government of Liberia we have to go into. And that budget and that account is managed by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. It's also, and LRA also got a way you can push where you put government money in terms of collecting government revenue. What I'm understanding from this discussion is that money, or those monies, when collected, are going to go into an extra account. The government will have some level of supervision as to how the money is going there and how those money collecting institutions, the Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Sam Wave, this wave, that wave, all those money transfer agencies will now have to update the government that the remittances coming from across from Liberians, this is the amount coming here, but that money is not going to be under direct supervision of the government in terms of having direct access to it like the consolidated account. No. So that will go into, and the organization, I want to believe, they will now agree on a particular bank account or bank's account that will open, and they will have signatures. But the government will have to supervise them to ensure that the money will go for the intended purpose. For say, this money are collected to go for development. So the government is not going to like. Now, I understand where you're coming from. Like we have a lot of international organization in our country, EU, other international organizations do bank within the Central Bank of Liberia. So the government got control over that is seeing those money enter the vault, and that I can recall during the Myean administration, they wrote the Myean administration that there was certain money taken from, you can remember that, that's on the and they were having some issue with that. Even the Ellen administration, it happened before and other lines. So no, this time around, the government will not have that time to go to that money. But again, that amount will not reach. I don't think it will reach that. The total amount sent through remittances is around 700 million. Would that amount ever reach to that? Because it's going to be a percent. Let's say $1 for every remittance.
Remittance, yeah.
Individual. So now it will be collected. The collector reach this amount, and that's going to be the next question I'm going to ask Dr. Yekesen here. At what time do you now move to determine that it is time that we get the money for some development? How are we going to do it? Is it going to be quarterly? Or how are you going to do it to say, okay, this money is rep now for us to invest in some area or to build something in the country?
Yeah, we have not set the threshold.
Okay.
We will later on. We will, depending on the remittance that we're collecting, then we will set the threshold. We could say 1 million. We could say 5 million, 25 million, depending on the assessment. Also, we have done for a particular project. But right now we have not set a threshold. We want to first see how the collection will go, and then we can set a threshold. And then let me respond to the issue about the central bank. First, we actually thought of saving our money in the commercial bank. But the body said, no. Why? Because the commercial bank will go bankrupt. And when they go bankrupt, according to the law in Liberia, you will only get 22% of your money that you deposit there with the commercial bank. So we said, but then let's save all our money with the central bank. Since central bank is a custodian of the 22%. So that's why we decided to save all our money with the central bank. And then we made the central bank to play a vast role on this bowl, on our bowl. And we included in the act, in the proposed bill, when passed into law, anyone who touches the money will go to prison for 10 years. And we restitute the amount taken, and we pay a fine of 250,000. So if that bill is passed into law, those are the remedies. So we are safe. The government will not touch the money. Am I muted? Hello? Okay.
Yeah,
if I'm not muted,
Pewee, can you take over for me, please, real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So.
I can stay flow if you want me to continue.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
so that's how we said it. That no one will touch the money. You touch the money, you go to prison. Someone will say, okay, yeah, right now about the empower, how do you put a person in prison? You can, that's fine. That's the country. Government is continuity. So if you do it, the next government comes, you'll be prosecuted. Like right now, they are prosecuting people for corruption for the last government. So you'll be prosecuted the same way.
Oh yeah. But yeah. the fact that the organization is going to be active in going through whatsoever is going there, and I don't believe you guys are going to work with those different money transferring institutions to get the data. If you have a current data, you obviously know where it's going.
Right, and that's why we said dollar, because we didn't want to complicate it. We didn't want to say progressive tax system, and the more you send, the more you pay, or regressive tax system, the less you spend, the less you pay. We say flat, just $1. And that is very easy to calculate, because you say 10 million, just $1. So it's just how many times this money was remitted to Liberia. So now how much you send, and the idea is really good. And people everywhere say this will work. And we are now appealing to everyone in the diaspora. You can live in Sierra Leone, you can live in Ivory Coast, you can live in Ghana, you can live in China, Australia, America. You are a member of the organization. Once you live outside of Liberia and you are a Liberian living outside of Liberia, call upon your legislators right now. Call your county lawmakers. Tell them about this initiative, that we have submitted a bill to the legislature, to their offices. When we introduce on the floor, we want their votes. Tell them we want their votes, so this can pass into law to help reduce the burden on the government. It's all about Liberia.
Okay. Real quick, I just pulled up this article here. You know, everything we do here, but have you spoken with the former president? Have you lobbied or talked to Madam Sanvee?
I have not done that. Someone brought that in our meeting. We have not yet done that.
Okay.
And that is the next letter, probably with my right.
Yes.
We just wrote, I told you that we wrote all the other dignitaries right now in power, and that will be the next step we might take, you know. The speaker is aware of what we're doing because he has been in a couple of our meetings and he bought the idea. The speaker himself bought the idea, but he cannot introduce it on the floor. Somebody had to introduce it on the floor. So, but he bought the idea. I'm trying to speak to Dillon, if he's Senator Dillon. Once I get his number, I will speak to him personally, saying he is the chairman of Foreign Affairs. So I wrote him already. As I said, we wrote all the lawmakers. He has a copy, but I need to speak to him personally. I also speak to the pro tempore, you know, personally about this. But I wish that they could also listen to the podcast, you know, but I intend to really call them personally if I get a number to speak to them about this initiative, to really explain to them how it works. The speaker is aware, he knows how it works now. It is only the pro tempore and also Senator Dillon I have not spoken to.
Okay, the reason I brought this article up is she was on a talk show, and she lamented. She says, despite the existence of several anti-corruption laws enacted during her administration, many of them are not being respected or implemented. She said the laws are not being respected, Madam Sanvee asserted. For instance, the law that established the County Development Fund was intended to decentralize financial support and system in the Republic, but that law has been basically set aside. That law has not been fully implemented, and they are having problems after they collect the people's money for the county development from the different concession area. They are having problems getting the money because the government uses the money. Basically, it's supplants. Takes the money that's also go to the food when they are short on salaries and stuff, then they use that. And this is why she's talking about. The reason I'm saying, have you met with her? Maybe she can give you some detailed idea as to how this can work, whether they have worked in other countries, what are some of the pitfalls that you may be looking up to, since she been there as a head of the country, some of those things, and maybe soliciting her help on being a member of the board or being associated with someone like this, because, you know, she got a lot of clout at the World Bank and the IMF, and she got some smart women behind her, like Dr. Seye and other stuff, that could maybe help you. By the way, do you have a legal team?
Yes, we do. For now in Liberia, yeah, Liberia is where we have a legal team right now. But in America, we have not established one yet. I am a lawyer. I went to law school in Liberia. I went to law school in America. Right now, I'm doing a law degree in law. You know, by next year, I will be getting a law degree in law as well. You know, that will be double law degree. What I'm saying here is that yes, you mentioned some names that I have contacted, like that Attorney Syed, to if I serve as, you know, treasurer for the board. She has not yet consented. She's studying the whole thing. Probably everybody waiting for the bill to pass into law before. But yes, I went and I also contacted John Moru, you know, but we have not discussed fully on this matter as to what role he will play. You know, yes, we are willing to bring people on board, and we want people to come on board to give an idea. And as I said, I want to bring the idea. I don't even have to be the president. I just want this initiative. That's all I want. I just want it to work, and it will help Liberia. You know, it will help the country. Now, this has never happened anywhere in the whole world. This has never happened. As I said, Ethiopia started their dam project. After that, it shut down. That was it. If Ghana, they want to carry on projects, they get put money together and do it. Our country is difficult to do that. Now, regarding the president, Madam Sanvee, past administration, passed several laws regarding corruption and things, collecting money. Okay, I can speak to that. But what I can speak to is our organization is active and will remain active forever. It's not that this government passed law and left power and the other government came and said, okay, let's put this one side. This one remain perpetual. We are active. The diaspora community is active. And that's why we want everybody on board to give idea how to make this to work. We want professionals on board.
Great.
We want better ideas.
Excellent.
Trust me, this one will not be.
Excellent. Not to cut you off, but Honorable Pewee, while we were on the line, the father of the young lady we've been discussing about the rape thing, that was the parents getting back to us that they want to appear. His name is Chris Davis. He wants to appear on the closing argument. So that's what I interrupted. But God's willing, they will be here on Monday. But yes, Honorable Pewee, let's look at the legal side of this. How will it work? Because if we, I'm a capitalist. I guess you are. We are a capitalist too. It looks like I'm not having no choice whether I decline or not. It's automatic. They will take it out of my pay whether I like it or not. It reminds me of the True We Party thing where the True We Party were taking money from everybody and they built a headquarters, right? The True We Party building. So after the coup, the True We Party wanted to claim the building and the TRC said, no, it is the people's building. The people money were taken out of their paycheck automatically and they built it, so it doesn't belong to the True We Party. So here we are talking about a fund that will automatically come from either our paycheck, those who don't work in Liberia when we are sending money. So if a hospital is built, or a road is built, or a bank is built, or a school is built, how do I'm a capitalist all the way. They call me a black Jew. How do I get my return on my money, man? I want to put money there, but I want something back. I want to take risk.
So the intent of this, Mr. Gayman, is not to get return on whatsoever you.
Oh man!
So I'm catching it from this. I'm not part of the, but the intent is not to.
I understand.
It's not to get return. It's not going to be those investments or those amounts, the money that you're remitting, the dollar that is going to be removed from it's going to be set aside to help develop the country. Across the country. So no one part of the country is going to demove something, but it's going to go across the country. That's my understanding. And this is not meant to say, okay, so Sylvester Pewee been sending money. All the money time will come. Oh, that's Susu Day. We come to divide Susu. No, it's no Susu we're putting. This money is definitely going to that account, and then the committee and how they're going to structure it. If the if the legislate it, then they will decide if this is how we're going to go about the development. And the legality portion of it that you spoke of, and that's part of the reason why they are seeking legislation.
Correct.
So that's part of the reason. Every country will have their own financial laws. Even here, there are ways people go about it across the world. So the country is going to legislate that. They're going to say, okay, and every money, and this is not only going to be, I want to believe maybe he left this out.
Not only remittance,
money. It's not only going to be money sent into the country by Liberians.
Nope.
And the money that is coming out as a remittance to the country to someone also, something will be out of that. I can be a Chinese sending money to Liberia. That portion of that also is not. So I want you guys to understand too. It should not be diaspora Liberians.
Correct.
It should be remittance to the country. So that will even help move the country. You are trying to limit this to diaspora Liberians, but it should be money coming into the country. So if it is legislated, it's going to widen the scope. And if it widen the scope, it's going to also widen the revenue base of it. And trust me, that's it's a very creative idea as to how you can project a lot of developmental initiative across the country. You strike the balance from different angles. So I think it's very important that you push this. We all should push this to go through, because if it went through, it's going to go a long way in trying to help the country. They help the country. But my only concern is that the committee or the way they will structure it as to how they're going to go about those development is going to be the more critical issue they will have to handle. But it's a very wonderful thought process.
And that's why we want a lot of people to come on board to give our ideas, because we're going to be training doctors, scientists. I mean, this is going to help to develop this country, not just infrastructure, but it's a social economic development. All sectors, you know, everything you think about. Like that right now, I see that there's a fight for drug war in the country. We will take all these things. Do we have programs to help employ the youth? So all these things will go away, trust me, because you will have place to go learn. 6 months time, you get your training in carpentry, for example, you know, or you get your training to become an IT person in 9 months. That would be giving you money. Why would you think about smoking, taking in drug? Because you have things that you can do to earn money, right? So we're going to help to reduce the burden on the government to create employment for money to flow into the country. And yes, as I said, this is not only remittance for Liberians, but it's all remittance to the country, including bank transfer. You can transfer money from one bank to the other bank in Liberia, will still take data. The even law says that in Liberia, you cannot travel with more than 10,000 on your person. So when you declare that money at the airport, we'll also take our data, even though that will come later on how to do that collection. We'll find out first. We get focusing on the remittance for 7 ways.
If you travel more than 10, if it's more than 10,000, you have to declare.
Yeah, you got to, and when you declare, we need your $10.
Yeah,
I mean your dollar. Sorry, we need your $1. Yeah, your $1 for no remittance.
And that's a smart attempt, because the percentage that you're doing, I mean, you're not saying you say 5% of certain amount. This it's just data.
Yeah, it's negligible.
Data.
Yeah, so it's very negligible.
It's smart. It's a smart way to do it.
Thank you.
Smart way to do it. Just look forward to having a successful issue. We'll have conversation along the way moving forward.
Dr. Yagerson, we are having comment in the comment section. There's one here that it sounds comical, but it makes sense. Is it so? Who will be eating the government money while we're doing the government's job? Because what we're doing, there you go. These are things governments will be doing, right? Now that you are going to be doing, say, oh my man, we don't have to build bridges again. That's what I'm going to do. So let's just eat the money.
So in other words, this way you in body government to be over corrupt now.
Yeah, because listen, you remember now we had Lace, right? We were giving money to Lace so Lace can build bathroom, build school, build this.
It was like, give us another man. Yesterday the evening, man said, "Oh,
yeah, I guess he got money.
No, man. We shouldn't rush to put money in that thing for you. The diaspora money coming. You're wasteful.
So Pewee, check the central bank. How much they got there now?
Yeah, how many got there?
They got 500 million. Oh man, that's good. My man, the whole country gets 700 million. Diaspora got 500 million. My man, you can do it. So basically, what these folks are pointing out is loopholes, right? How do we plug the loophole? Like where I am, if I apply, the setting grant that I apply for, right? They call it private-public partnership, right? They will say, if you do this, then we will match that. So maybe a diaspora Liberian will say, hey, Mr. President, if you build one school in Monrovia, we will build one school equivalent in Venjima, where the population, we're talking about where you talk about a huge population center now. If the president just dedicated a big school in, I think, in Nima or Bon County recently, if the government does that, then we are going to match that. That's matching funds. It encourages the government to do more, and then you supplement what they do. So the government does nothing, you keep your money. So the government has a skin in the game. So that's what they call matching fund. When I go ask for $100,000, they will tell me, how much of that do you have? Tell me if you get 10% of that, then we're going to double it. So it means that if you fail, we are not failing. You at least 10% of your own hard-earned money is going to go. So the government now, we should say, Mr. President, we want to do some of these things, but we are not here to usurp your job for you to go now, say, man, we don't have to worry about road anymore. Guy will do it. Let's just go let's go to Paris and start enjoying ourselves. The road we built. But we can challenge the government and say, listen, for every 1 mile you build, we will build 3. Or if you build 1 mile to Ventura, we build 1 mile to Zozo. side by side. We are partners now. We are public-private partner. We're not here to be your Dopoh, but we're here to complement what you do. Yeah,
the person is saying, yeah, you struggle for where you are to reach the way. But it's a man struggle. I like that.
But you're from Kolahon.
Yeah, Kolahon, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, when you as these great ideas get into shape,
yeah,
you find out that best practice in this sense would be, imagine you were lucky, let's say we raised 200 million. And we asked the president, the government, listen, we got 200 million. If you match that, now we got 400 million. Then we are partner, right? You can say, okay, this is what we want to do, what you want to do. Now we go ahead. That's 100% matching fund.
That's a great idea. That's a very great idea. That's what we say. We need everybody on board. You see, you get around on our idea. I would take that to the meeting, and then we also study that and docket that as well. You know, so subsequently in the future, we try to get as many ideas as we can to help make this organization viable to really help Liberia. You know, we don't have monopoly over idea. That's a very fine idea. You know, yeah. So to also avoid corruption in the country, because the Liberia has a population right now of 5 million. We also in the diaspora, we are like more than 5 million. So yeah, it's a partnership we'll be sharing. There's a very great idea, you know, about that.
You know, those of us that are in the nonprofit kind of stuff, you go to these meetings and you see the different organizations, you see how there's a reason why some of these corporations do that, is just to do exactly what you're saying. So your own money you're raising, so you don't sit on it and then use somebody else's money. So they say, you know what, whatever you put forward, we'll match it.
Yeah.
Dollar for dollar. If you put a dollar, we'll match it with $1.
Yeah.
But you don't stop your own fundraiser. Just keep your reserve. Keep building your reserve.
Oh yeah.
Okay? But don't spend it without them matching something, because if you spend it without, now you're giving them a break and they're going to say, you know what, let them do it and let us enjoy. So we're going to say it's predicated on the matching fund. You put 100 million, we put 100 million. You put 50,000, we put 50,000. So the government will appreciate you very much. And I think we got about maybe another 10 or 20 minutes, then we'll open the line so we can get other people's ideas too, because they, like you said, we don't have monopoly on these ideas.
Correct.
The one that I know that they call best practice that have worked is the matching fund. Most people don't go towards the matching fund because it has an accountability part of it, which is very good. Honorable Pewee, I go to Honorable Pewee, I say, Honorable Pewee, I want to buy a car. Can you give me $500 down payment? He said, you know what? If you bring $500, I will put $500. Now you got $1,000 down payment. The more you put down, the less interest you're going to pay. So I will be helping you get out of poverty quicker.
Yeah.
Than just taking my $500 making a down payment. So that would be a great way for us to look at it. But yes, we have been stuck in this quagmire for about 200 years. We got to throw everything and see which one works. So there's nothing wrong with trying what you are doing. One of the people that I would recommend that you talk to will be Sam Jackson. He's a very smart economist. He's all over the place. He got great ideas. Like I say, what the problem we have in Liberia is we're looking for implementers, managers, right? The idea we are not short of ideas.
I know, right?
It's the implementation where the tire meets the road. You know, after it's on paper, how do we take it from paper now to the carpenter shop to make it, you know, put a nail on it? I mean, you can draw the beautiful chair all you want until you get in that carpenter shop and saw the wood and do that. It's only a concept. So it is great that, I don't know, you say you don't want to be, you don't necessarily have to be the leader, but the vision, there's nobody that has your vision that sees it as you see it. Are you willing to be on the ground, or you want to run this thing like some of us do? We run it from cyberspace. Are you willing to be on the ground to make sure this thing works, or you want to be in the diaspora and run it by remote?
The president has to be in the diaspora. That's what we said. I'm not saying I can't come to Liberia. I will come to Liberia, but we have a team in Liberia right now. We got a county representative who is really working very, very hard. You know, we got a county representative in Liberia. We got a country representative. Martin Penny, he's our country representative. He has distributed all the letters to everywhere I have written. He's really working very hard. We have the deputy, Princess, you know, is a deputy. We have 2 deputies right now. We got for administration and we got for operation. You know, we also have the secretary. We have
you said Martin Penny?
Yeah, Martin Penny. He is the country director.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Martin Penny, we all went to the University of Liberia. Okay.
Yeah, I think he is right now. He is the president for Alumni Association of the University of Liberia. Yes. Also. Yeah, so he is our country representative. Okay. He has been in our meetings. He does not live in the diaspora, but since we started this thing, he has been in our meeting from the beginning. We even went through the constitution and everything, the proposed bill. Oh, and also he's a graduate, he's a lawyer as well. You know, so that's great. So he's our country representative. He's working very, very hard. Yeah, in Liberia.
It's a dependable and trusted Congress. So I think you guys have someone that you can rely on to get the thing done. He's very reliable.
He is reliable. Martin Penn is reliable. When he tells this, he's dead.
He's competent. He's able, and other things. So that's the kind of way. And he's well-rounded. Also, he's a detailed guy. So it's good that you guys are engaged. I mean, it's a very good thing to do, and we just have to collectively engage in how we're doing it. And if it's legislated, it be done in a way something like. Listen, we have to think outside the box to ensure that the government go back to that country. We've been doing the same thing over and again. We're seeing just the same results. How can we change the mindset? Probably by doing this, trying to diversify the issue of development, you will now push the government to be serious in showing that they start playing the whole role. Because if you're going to see diaspora Liberians and both those in the country also coming together to bring thought process, because if remittance will be close to $1 billion, and if you're doing that, trust me, you raise a very comfortable amount of money. And if you tailor those money towards realistic intent to do some heavy lifting for government, I mean, that can be a good thing. That can be a good thing to push government to start doing playing the role it ought to play.
Did I hear they said the speaker is he's an accountant, like a CPA?
Oh yeah, wow, he is.
Accountant. He thought
accountant cool. If you ever heard accounting coon at the UL, that's it.
They call him accounting coon. That's the name. Call him.
That's the name there.
So yeah, he did.
If you never heard about accounting coon, there I don't know. Yeah.
Don't see him. He may not be a very good orator, but he's a very good accountant.
Oh man, he is wow. Accounting coon.
This is what I'm saying. Then selling these things that's what I'm saying. 2005, 2004, when I got a contract to do the rehabilitation for the children, that was one of the impediments when Jack Klein and Ambassador John Blaney, when we got to signing the contract at the old German embassy, the final question they asked was, where are you going to reside to carry on this project? Then I told them that I was going to be coming to the country quarterly. And they told me straight out, nope, it's not going to work. To do this, you have to be on the ground. It is your idea. It is you who's going to do it. We're not going to allow that to happen. So for this thing to take off, someone with the idea, someone who has the vision, you have to make way that you go and put the infrastructure in place. It's the engine. You got to put, once the engine is there and you're not oil it, you're not grease it, and once it starts running smoothly, then you have the luxury now to travel around the world. But until that infrastructure is actually developed, I would strongly advise that you go on the ground And
No, I will come on the ground. If I for the legal thing you're talking about, we got Councilor Margot Dix. He's our legal advisor in Liberia.
Okay, great.
Then we are looking for 2 more persons right now to get on the team in Liberia. We want country director for technical services, 2 areas, one for horizontal construction and one for vertical construction. So those are 2 positions we're looking for right now. Any engineer that you know that you have engineering degree in vertical construction, we want you to apply to us or contact me. I will leave my phone number. So if you also have if you have a degree in horizontal construction, contact me as well. We need 2 engineers because it will be roads and bridges. The person must be an engineer to supervise that. We have Paula Fairability. Paula Fairability lives in Canada right now. She's our project coordinator. Paula is an engineer, but she lives in the United States. I mean, she lives in Canada. So we need 2 engineers on the ground. One for construction, one for horizontal and one for vertical.
Well, if you can send your number to Myean, so Myean can put your number up. In the meantime, we have
952-486-2318. 952-486-2318.
Okay.
That's my number. Yeah.
It's 6:30. We want to open the line for about 10-15 minutes. Let's say 30 minutes for us to take some calls and interact with the folks. And then after about 7 o'clock, we can go to evaluation. Today is Friday, it's family time. We like to leave a little early. Pewee have been here since Monday till 9 o'clock every night. He got to sneak out to go pick up his daughter. We want to gain a little time to go home, like myself, so we spend some time with the kids. So 8 o'clock, we want to be out of here. So let's take some call from 6:30 to 7. Then from 7 to 7:30, we'll go back, do some evaluation, and then we'll do our closing. So
just before we can take call, we just got on Care. So can we do a recap for our audience?
Oh, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us from Care Radio, we have our great guest here. We're talking about innovation, developing of our republic. Coming with some new ideas. And our special guest today is Dr. Yekison, who is the arrowhead for this new consumption, the new idea. It's a consortium of brilliant folks who are thinking outside the box. And one of the ideas is that we want to be partnering with the Republic of Liberia, with the government, that every dollar or every transaction that comes to the country through remittances, whether it is from Liberia or concessionaire, whatever, a dollar will be set aside, and that money at some point, the organization will decide, they will set a threshold, they will decide when construction or when development begins. Again, this is a concept. So don't go tell everybody doing that they have to collect $1 billion already. No. They have introduced a bill, and it is now making its way through the process and procedure as to how laws are made. We are fortunate, if we are fortunate to get this through other committee rooms, we will have the legal means to do this. Without further ado, let me introduce the arrowhead of this idea is Dr. Prince Yekison. He's going to recap for you guys who are just joined us for Care Radio. Care Radio is what, 95.9 FM? Is that 95.9? What is your moniker? Is it what?
Yeah, that's it.
95.9 FM. That's Care Radio in Liberia. So, Dr. Yekison, welcome to Care Radio.
Thank you.
We came on a little late, so they want you to recap briefly as to what is it that you intend to do, how it's going to happen, and who's going to be doing it, when it's going to happen, and how long this is going to take.
Thank you. I'm Prince Yekison. I live in the United States. As I said before you guys came here, we in the diaspora, I have gone to several gatherings, and I heard that, hey, the country is not developed. But the question is, how do we develop Liberia? So I was thinking about this all the time. I've been in the United States. Until 2019, I had an idea that, hey, we can raise money to develop Liberia. But how do we raise this money? So I had this revelation when I got from there that, hey, given that we all remit money to Liberia, to our loved ones, for projects, for school, for health, for death, why not each time we remit money to Liberia, $1 be deducted from that remittance? So if you send $10, we deduct $1. If you send 10 million, we deduct $1. So it does not, matter how much you remit to Liberia, is how many times you send money to Liberia. So we would deduct $1 each time you send money to Liberia. And then that money be deposited in an escrow account at the Central Bank of Liberia. Then when the money reaches a certain threshold, like 1 million, 25 million, 50 million, 100 million, we in the diaspora decide what projects to invest that money into in Liberia. We could decide to buy a generator to power the whole Liberia, to give our electricity everywhere in Liberia, or to put satellite in our orbit to provide internet access to all of us in Liberia, or build vocational institutions across the country to train people in different fields so that it will reduce the burden on the government for employment, or build clinics, or build hospitals, or train medical doctors, train scientists. Just anything we can do to help complement government efforts. Then I shared the idea with my wife. She says it's a great idea. But I kept it until this year when I introduced it to a friend. He and I share the same name, but spelled different. Because my name is Prince Yekison, but he is called Ama Yekison. We went to school together at the UL. He been in the United States for a while. We have been communicating all the time, discussing about how to help develop Liberia. So when I shared this idea with him, he says, it's a brilliant idea. In fact, let's get started. So that's how we opened a WhatsApp group. And then we began to add people to the group. So we drafted the constitution. We also wrote the proposed bill for it to be passed into law. We have submitted it to the legislature. It will be introduced on the floor anytime, I don't know when, but we have submitted copies to all lawmakers in Liberia. All. Our able country director, Martin Penny, is the one distributing these letters. He and Musa Mr. Masare, that's his secretary. The two of them, they are going everywhere, distributing the letters to everywhere I wanted to send the letters. So they are working very hard. So that's the idea. We want to collect $1 and deposit money in an escrow account at the central bank. When that money reaches a certain area, we start carrying on development in Liberia. Who decide how to use this money? We in the diaspora. That's why we have the accountable members. That means all of us that live in the United States, we hear from a county in Liberia. So we are saying local counties will produce one person to represent to represent local county on our board, DLDR board. Our organization name is Diaspora Liberian Development Initiative, DLDR. So right now we have local county representative on the board. We have Bon County representative on the board. We have Monserrado on the board. We have Bomi on the board. And we have Margibi on the board as well. So we are looking for Sino. We want Sino to be represented, Nimba, and all the other counties that have no name. So there we are right now. We want you to help us call your county representative or your district representative. Say, hey, there is a proposal on the floor. Whenever it's introduced, please vote in favor of this. The speaker is aware. I have spoken to some senators. They are aware, like Senator Jala. Joseph Jala is aware of this. The only person I have not spoken to right now that I want him to be aware, but I want to rather speak to him, is Senator Daros Dillon, saying he is the person heading the Committee for Foreign Affairs. But we have written the Foreign Affairs Ministry also and the Diaspora Office. We have written the president office. We have written the vice president office. So everyone that we think should be aware of this bill, everyone has a copy. We are trying to meet other names that we got here. We're also thinking about meeting with the former president of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, also former President George Weah, just anybody that can give an idea how to make sure that this works. So we're not leaving any stone unturned. We want everybody to get on board. I have contacted Dr. Anthony Sayet to get on board with us to be the treasurer for this. We want a reputable person to be the treasurer. Either John Moru, Anthony Sayet, or any other person that you think can really be a treasurer. Right now, we have now appointed a treasurer. We have an acting treasurer, So there we are with this organization right now, and we are moving very strong. We have a meeting this Sunday again. People are buying the idea. We have Australia on the board now. Australia, everyone in Australia, has bought the idea. In Europe also, they have bought the idea. Canada. So only one organization we are trying right now to bring on board, and that is EULA. That is the Union of Liberian Association in the Americas. So once we bring EULA on board, I mean everybody should be on board. Even though we're doing the country representation on the board, but we're trying to bring EULA on board. And EULA is planning to have a meeting with us so they can get on board with us. So I mean the whole diaspora community is with this organization. And this is the first of its kind in the whole universe to have such an organization. And this is bringing all Liberians together as well. All Liberians in the diaspora under one umbrella. All organizations, all Liberian organizations, and all Liberians that are living outside of Liberia under one umbrella. We want representation from Ghana. I have tried to get in touch with Ghana. I have not gotten hold of the person who is the head for the federation because we want him on the board.
I just got a text here. They want to know is Dr. Yekison running for president?
No.
You know that Liberia. That soon somebody come with a new idea. The first thing is,
you have political ambitions too.
I have no political ambition, especially with this idea. This idea, as I said, I don't even have to be the president. I just want it implemented.
That's correct.
And that's why I'm there for the interim. After the interim, if the body does not want me, I want someone who is more reputable than me to head the organization to take over.
No
political ambition for this organization.
You started this. I think you should take first crack at it. Myean, can you call the numbers out, please? Let's take a few calls for our brother here. If you're in our radio land, if you're in the social media space, you have ideas, you have questions, don't call me after the show. Don't call Pewee after the show. You hear it from the horse's mouth. He's here himself. Ask him directly. He will answer your question. He's capable. And if you have, this is a diamond in the rough. If you can help polish this diamond, that's fine. He said that he doesn't have monopoly on the idea. So if you have something you want to say, you want to add on to it, he will collect them, take them to their boardroom, and they're going to do it. They're going to massage it until it's perfect. Myean, go ahead with the numbers.
Okay, so you can put in your call 077649986 +231. Our WhatsApp line 777649986. Better still for our diaspora line, you can call us on +1 772 940 287. Well, let's pick up this first caller. Who is on the line here? Hello, caller. Yeah, your name and where do you call from? Your network is that kind of bad. Can you change your location a little bit?
Yeah, I'm into that's one.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Your network is bad. We cannot hear you clearly.
Okay, but then I will call back then.
We hear you now. Just be a little bit audible.
I highly appreciate it. I was doing this initiative. I think for Liberia to move forward, that's the best idea these guys do, because for people up there, they have to do something to help the nation. Because
your number is bad. You can just call by 0776 49986 plus 231 777 So I can also announce Kia Radio line.
And for those that are listening from Kia Radio, you can call us on 0777 959 959 and 0888 553 201. Again, 0777 959 959 and 0888 553 201.
So we have plus 231 777 64986, and we have plus 1772 940 2871 are the numbers to call us tonight on the Closing Argument show. So Mr. Gayman, you can just continue. We have
Dr. Yekesi, and I know this is, for me, it has to be data driven. Do you have any data now? How much is being remitted to the country? I know somebody just asked, what would be your projection based on the amount you are talking about to be raised in a year, 2 year, 5 year? What is broadly, maybe you don't have your computer before you, but what would be your projection from the top of your head without looking at the data?
Okay, so we have over 5 million Liberians living in the diaspora. So there we drew our conclusion from. Because we have over 5 million Liberians and they all remit money to Liberia monthly, so we assume we collect at least 1 million a month. We may go beyond that, but that's just our minimum estimate. We may estimate.
Hold on 1 minute, we got a caller. You bring the caller on.
Good evening, and how are you? Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. You want to work away from a receiver, please. You want to walk away from receiver, please. Come a little bit audible.
So you cannot leave that call. Just call the person, or if you're giving the person feedback. Not to. Yeah, so we have someone who is on the line here also. Hello, caller. Nima, where do you call from?
Good evening. My name is Prince Tembe, calling from Kehleboe community.
Okay, Kehleboe, make your point.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the topic on our discussion. Those are people that we're really looking for Liberia. One of the things I want to say is this. If we can get people like this, I believe that Liberia will be fun. But all in all, I just want to offer a little prayer and God will be able to work in it. Not the Father, thank you, God, for such of people to come on this eye to make such a decision. That they will pray for God for your kingdom to take control. Wheresoever this idea have come from, Lord, may you speak your words in it, that people will be able to support, that the whole world will look at Liberia, and Liberia has changed. Thank you, O Lord, for your son and others that joining to take part in this organization. Be with them, give them the idea, give them more knowledge, that your name will be glorified. Thank you for changes in Liberia. In Jesus' mighty name.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think someone is asking how can the public get the proposal. So he will announce his number, then you can just DM him, then you can get it, and he will also announce their platform or their website where you can be able to get more information on this organization. So 0777 649 986 For WhatsApp line, +231 777 64986, and for our diaspora line, we have +1 772 940 2871 are the numbers to call us tonight. We have roughly about 11 minutes up to 11 o'clock
You can
from our
also
end here in
call
Liberia.
on 0777-959-959, 0888-553201.
Great. Dr. Yekison, give us information about your website. Do you have a social media handle like WhatsApp, TikTok? How do we get in contact with you? How do we learn more about this? Your web address. How do we get in contact? How do we learn more about what you're doing?
Yeah, our website is dldr.org. That's www.dldr.org. That's our website. We are also on WhatsApp.
Lawrence JC calling from Painesville.
Come again.
I'm Lawrence Jason calling from Painesville.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, there are some of the things I'm really looking for in this country. So I had appreciate the organization for a very good movement. And one thing I want to give advice, they have a group they call Friends of America that are wishing to incorporate all Liberians as American citizens. So I wish for the group to connect that group. I think it will be a better thing for this topic.
Thank you.
Thank you. I got a caller on the line. Your name and where you calling from, sir?
Hey, give Victor number here. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you guys tonight. I'm under the weather here. And I was going to call Sylvester's own phone and then accuse him of being responsible for my ill health.
That's right.
But he didn't think of it. But he said everything I've been doing. Anyway, Dr. Yekison, it is good to have you on. Thank you so much for all of the information you're providing and also for what you plan to do, to make your contribution to our country.
Thank you.
Yes, I just wanted to kind of, it's not an advice. I think you may have thought about it, but you just forgot. So I'm kind of trying to remind you. I wish that sometimes you come with, another person on the team.
Okay.
I met you a couple of times. We met in Indiana, and I don't like the idea of you going solo all the time. And I know that a lot of people who are working with you.
All right.
That's one. Two. You're still in the formative stages, but I hear you say a lot about this person is aware, the speaker is aware, this person is aware. I think if you haven't started yet, you should begin to identify sponsors of this bill so that you have lead people on this bill who will eventually bring it on the floor. But again, thank you so much. I'll take my hands off there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. These bills have to be you got to have somebody on the ground to push it, right?
Yeah.
So, like we were just saying, it's a great idea. You may have competing ideas on the ground. This is what I keep saying. This is your baby. You have birthed this baby. You don't want anybody throwing the baby out with the bad water here. So you have to be on the ground. They have to see that passion in you. They have to see that grind. So who is the lead person on the ground to say, let's say Yeke Koluba or Dara Dillon or Pewee on the ground in the legislature, one in the House, one in the Senate, pushing this? Who can we say, who name can you call to say, this person is pushing this bill for us?
To be frank, the first person is the speaker himself, but he cannot introduce it on the floor.
That's
so
correct.
He told me he's going to find someone to introduce it on the floor. And then in the House of Senate, I have Senator Joseph Jalaj.
Okay.
Senator Joseph K. Jallow. In fact, he told me there are certain provisions that he wants to look at because some might conflict with the central bank law regarding the remedy regarding the penalty aspect. Because if, for example, the like Sendwave default on remitting the money, depositing the remittance in the escrow account, we can't go directly to court. We have to go to a central bank. So those kind of stuff in there he wants us to work on. So I'm working with two groups right now. The two groups in the house, they're both the lower house and the upper house. But as I said, I want to really be able to speak to Senator Dillon. I have not had a number. I have tried to get his number, but he's an honorable man. It's hard to get his number, But I wish that he can contact me, and my number is 952-486-2318. If Senator Dillon can call me, I would really appreciate it. Also, the pro tempore, if she can call me, 952-486-2318, because I try to get to them to explain this to them. For the speaker, he made himself available to me. We have communicated several times. He even attended one of our leadership meetings, So he is with us, but he cannot introduce it on the floor. But he told me he will find someone to introduce the bill on the floor.
When was the last time you were in Liberia?
2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's time for you to get on the ground.
Sure, but you've been out of the country too long. Then you want to take the kind of initiative. You've been in the country almost 15 years.
I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, by God's grace.
This is a great idea.
That you have to visit the country. 15 years too long to be out.
That's why I'm coming now. I'm coming. Maybe this month, next month. As soon as I get a green light that hey, come now and defend this thing, you will see me on my way. Okay. To the legislature. Yeah.
Because one of the things you have to do is if you are waiting for that call to come to defend it, you may be waiting for a long time. What I think you should do is get the schedule of both. The legislature, they just came back, I think last week. Pewee, was it last week they came back into section?
Yeah.
Okay. So look at their schedule. I think they go until they will go on a December break. Then they come back after the holidays. So you want to do that, but you need to be on the ground to push this thing. Where part of Lofa County are you from? Which district are you from in Lofa?
Kolahun. I'm from Kolahun, Oldtown. My great grandfather built Kolahun.
Okay, so
I'm from Oldtown, Kolahun, Oldtown.
Okay, who is the direct representative for Kolahun, Oldtown?
Yeah, Honorable Momo Safak, he myself, he just spoke yesterday. Okay. That he was going to meet with the speaker to see whether he can introduce it. But I cannot. The point is that I can't pass by the speaker and appoint somebody to introduce it, because he told me that he will find somebody to introduce it. That's why, but so I spoke to Honorable Boto, saying he's my representative from Kolahun district. So he told me he will meet with the speaker and then they will talk about that.
Okay. But Honorable Pewee, you've been in the area there. Any advice on Dr. Yekesen to help him transition this thing to reality?
Yeah, I think they started on a good footing, if you will. The guys on the ground are coordinating for the organizations. They are knowledgeable. They understand. They did it really in terms of getting these things done and all of things. So the only thing they'll have to do, one of them is that he don't, as you said to him, he would not have to sit and wait for he to receive a call to go and defend. If he want to do that, probably he will wait them 2029 election will kind of pass. He was not taking call. Liberian politics and bureaucracy require very active engagement. You have to engage back to back to have things moving in that country. So I would think that you have to be more proactive. You have to engage. You have to leave his comfort zone and try to say, hey, listen, there's no easy way to success, if you will. Particularly trying to organize organization that you need a legislation from the country. You have to be very engaged. Really big time engaged, yeah. you have to get other things done, and by that you will have to be on the ground to have some critical meetings of the mind. You have to convince. There are lawmakers that will see this as a joke from the get-go. They're going to see, oh, what kind of thing? So you have to be the one on the ground. I know you have an able team on the ground, but you have to also be around to have conversation with most of them. Those lawmakers that are supporting this agenda, they will be there also to lobby with their colleagues. But there will have to be a lunch meeting held, different occasion, different day time, and to further to explain to individual lawmakers and to other national stakeholders. There are a lot of stakeholders into this initiative that will have to be on board for this to be successful.
Yeah.
Folks from the national government, the central bank, folks from the other side, the executive, if you will, from the executive mansion, if you will, and then folks from the legislature, from both houses, the Honorable Liberian Senate and the Honorable House of Representatives. So you have to get this going and in a more active and engaging way. There's no time to take break to say, okay, I will relax a little bit. I'm going to receive a call. I'm not sure you're going to receive that call if you just wait to receive the call. Trust me, you're not going to receive that call. I'm going to send this call, ask one lawmaker to put it on the floor. I'm not very sure, my memory can recall that that will happen if you don't put a lot of push into it. So trust me, the speaker will not just wake up tomorrow morning and call, hey, representative this or those, you got to put it on the floor. No, that's not going to happen. So, but if you are to be persistent in terms of pushing this forward, talking to the speaker, if you got some direct connection with him, talking to other lawmakers that you got. Yesterday, you said you spoke to Siafa Oto.
Yep, I did.
Oto is also an active lawmaker. You can engage with him, and he's going to also lobby with some of his colleagues on the floor of the lower house. So, to have we engage in this kind of a thing, legislative business is about being very proactive and engaging. You see, that's parliamentarian politics. In our country, we call it legislative politics, if you will. So, I mean, you got a lot of set up on a good footing, but you have to put your feet on the ground and be very focused as to how you want to do it and progressive and a little aggressive about it. Aggressive, not in the negative term. Aggressive means you have to be, so the push will have to be made by you and other guys working on the ground. But you cannot be here almost 100,000 miles away and believe that that you will get this done just from a telephonic conversation. No, I don't think you can get it done via the phone, but you can get it done sometime being on the ground. And this should be an opportunity now that will be given to you to go back home after almost a decade and a half. More than a decade and a half, if you will. Since 2010, I don't know the month in 2010, but it should be giving you
June 2010. I left Liberia.
So more than a decade and a half now, because we are currently in October. So so I think it should give you the opportunity to tap into other things and things you can do and get moving to the country. But it's important, and it's a very great initiative. The thought process is great. The individual behind this, all the individuals behind this, they are superb. Part of the name, the country representative is a great guy, it's a Kamara, and all those things. So I mean, it's just important that you have to also focus on the way you want to do it, but you have to be very engaged in terms of that. It will kind of be like the way the diplomat will behave. Diplomat never get rested until they get certain things done they want to have done, but you have to work behind the scene also as you want to move to be on the ground.
Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, the folks say they say the American man said the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right?
Yeah.
The guy who stand to the reporter, and we got the young reporters that they will tell you, they will camp at the speaker's door. They will camp where the speaker goes to lunch. So he come outside the microphone right to him, Senator or Speaker, according to somebody they just cornered the speaker the other day. The speaker, I think they tried to get to the speaker for years. They couldn't get in, so they waited for him to go to a teaching class. So he got out of the early. So he got out of the class. They were there waiting for him. He had no choice but to get it. It was a press briefing, but it was impromptu. Why? Because they were on the ground and they were very, very persistent and consistently following him, because everybody wants to talk to the speaker. I'm not talking about just Liberians, talking about foreign national, foreign governments, investors,
Yeah.
everybody. You're not bringing anything to the table, okay? So you should be the guy on the ground. People will tell you, if a company from China calls and say, I have $100 million investment, I want to see the speaker, you can have all the ideas you want, you will go to the back burner, okay? And they will tell you, listen, I wanted to see you, but China is here, or Germany is here, or the Indians are here, I got to talk to them immediately. Can you wait? You say yes. But once you are not on the ground and the eye cannot see you, and you are not pestering them. Look, if you ever did a project in Liberia, whether it's a building a house or buying a land, and you put it in the care of your cousin or your brother, everybody have had that experience. But once you are on the ground, things go like this.
That's true.
That's why we say, it was good that your wife supposed the idea. So that means for every 2-3 week break you get, you are to Zoom, go to Liberia and meet. While you going to Liberia, stop over in Ghana, meet with your Ghana chair, and you're killing 3 birds with 1 stone.
Correct.
And you go and do it. If you put good 2 weeks chasing people and doing things, you will get some answer. But those are some of the ideas that we have. I think the callers, they are praying for you. I like the last guy that called. He didn't have a question for you, but he said a very, very beautiful prayer.
Yeah.
That he's hoping that God is going to see this thing through. And then the scripture also says, like Jim Brown used to say, if you didn't work, you won't eat. You got to put in the work.
Correct.
Manna is not going to come from heaven. Like I said, you got competing ideas. You got Nyenwolo on the other side. They got a different take on this. They are doing, they're doing the investment piece where you put your money in and you are guaranteed X amount of this and that. They're doing that. You are doing the nonprofit piece, which is strictly developmental. So those are competing ideas. He's on the ground pushing what he wants to get help. You got to be on the ground pushing what you want, because when your representative go, when they say Dr. Yekesi sends me, it's different than when you are sitting across the table and say, this is how I think it's going to be done. This is how I know it's going to work. I have seen this before. And I am 100% vested in this. My family is vested in this. Then the guy who's sitting across the table knows that this guy means business. He's no joke. But for us to send our proxies, and I sent my brother to go meet Pewee at his office, he can brush him off. But when I come, when they tell you, your man Jerome been waiting for a whole 5 hours. 5 hours? I say, okay, I'll bring it in. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
You gotta do sometimes the guilt is, look, if you can use guilt. If I go visit some of these lawmakers and I'm sitting there for an hour, 2 hours, I don't get vexed. I just go tell the secretary, go tell him I've been here for 2 hours waiting. They will say, 2 hours? The guy been out. I said, bring him in. So some of these things, it takes, for you to get from here on paper, it's the easiest thing. For you to leave the paper now, the implementation stage, that's what we're talking about. I was in a class when the former governor of Dukaka said, he said, Jerome, all the boardrooms in the United States, they are filled with binders. He lifted and said they are filled with binders of great ideas. So very few get implemented. So we are not lacking with ideas. It's just we are lacking implementation where the tire really need the roll, because it's hot. When the tire is spinning, it's hot down there. Insults, personal investment, loss of investment, loss of relationship, time, effort. That's where it is. So as great as this idea is, it's only in cyberspace for this time being. I will do my brother Pewee kind of to bring it down to the people. Pewee, we're running out of time here, but give the brother some advice so he can give us part of comment.
Yeah, I want to probably reiterate my other position. So part of this, get the team together, engage with the team, the country director, and other executive on the ground. Get good that you have all of your eyes together now. So engage continuously. Call the speaker, engage with him, tell him the team what you do, network, try to connect the country director and that of the speaker office. Tell him whenever. I mean, so you start with that. The guys on the ground will have to be proactively engaged, and then you get other stakeholders engaged also from other part of the globe. The Australians, the Europeans, certain the Africans, the North African, West African, Central African, East Africans, if you will, South Africans. Get everybody engaged, and also in the U.S. and other part of the world, Asia, and the Middle East, so that this thing is a very, very important thing that we all have to collectively have it all hands on decks, and then we can get this running. Because if you push this and become very successful, you have it legislated, and then they're going to be moving, have it operationalized, supposed to start coming, start seeing some development. This will now set the basis. It's going to be the recipe for more Liberians to think outside the box for other major developmental initiatives that may just move to push the country on a revolution in terms of bringing up different kind of a developmental initiative. So it's an extraordinary thought process. But the way we can go about it is not one man vision now. It's going to be a collective plan of actions where everybody can support this. There's no backstabbing here. So you move to do this, organize everybody, get everyone involved that you can have, and then you just move and get the job done. But don't be complacent. It's a good thing that you brought the thought process out. Everyone is getting on board, and I hope you keep everybody posted in terms of giving the necessary information. Don't what I want to call, don't hold on to information you think that can be helpful. Give it out. And be open to other suggestions also. Don't say, the other man, the suggestion is better than mine. No, get everything out, sift for them, and then take the best one, and you have to organize a movement. But trust me, if you were to put some push behind this, you can have this legislature between now and before the close of the next legislative period next year. And that could be a gigantic win and a big step towards moving the country forward.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah.
You can just go ahead and close. But thank you for coming. We look forward to time having you on the show.
On back. Come on back. Hopefully by then you will have your finance person. I know you're a legal person, so you got that one on your belt. You need a finance person, maybe a public relations person, and we'll do that. But your parting comments.
I want everyone in the diaspora to come on board. Come on board with your ideas so we can help to push this thing. And then I would like to speak to Senator Dillon and Senator Nyombli Kanga. Please call me. I can't get to you. Please call me at 952-486-2318. And any lawmaker for that matter, can please call me on 952-486-2318 so I can speak to you directly about this bill. I will be coming to Liberia, but sometimes it might be difficult to reach to meet with you in person. But if you call me, I can store your number in my phone and we can always talk about this bill. I want everyone in the diaspora and in Liberia to call your representatives, call your lawmakers, tell them about this bill. That when it passes into law, it will help to move the country forward. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, your letter is coming. We want you on board. Help us push this bill. I have written the president, the vice president, help us with this bill. To all those who have heard about this organization, come on board. We have our WhatsApp group. We are a lot there. come and join us. WhatsApp is not just anywhere that you can just go and join. But if you can call my number or inbox me your number, I can add you to our WhatsApp group. But we have our Facebook group. You can also join our Facebook group. It's Diaspora Liberian Development Initiative. Diaspora Liberian Development Initiative. DLDR. And we have our website, dldr.org. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Speaker, you have been with us all along since we started this process. Thank you. Highly appreciate you. You are doing well. You help us in the carving of this document. Now it's on your decks. Help us, let it get on the floor. And I'm willing to come to Liberia to defend it. Thank you, and thank you to the closing argument. Sure, thank you for having me. I highly appreciate this talk show. And thank you to all those who listen to me. If you have any issue, call me 952-486-2318 to provide answers regarding this remittance bill. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Dr. Yekison here. We have his telephone number, his direct line, 952-486-2318. If you are in Liberia, it's +1 952-486-2318. Wherever your ideas are, if you want to talk to Dr. Yekison, call him directly and you can have your input. If you know someone who knows someone who knows someone, if you are chief of staff of a legislative body or of a legislator, if you are in the office of Nyobli Kanga or Pro Tem, if you are in the office of Dara Dillon, Senator Dillon, if you are in the office of Honorable Yeka Koluba. Yes, if you are in the office of Honorable Matthew Joe from Grand Bassa County, if you are in the office of the superintendent of Grand Bassa County, Caillou Johnson, you need to pass the number on. Like he said, he can't call everybody, but if you could do us a favor and just make the connection, we will give you credit. Just like when we are writing, right? If you're doing citation, you got to cite everybody. We'll mention your name that you help make this happen.
Correct.
So we can't wait. The senators are busy, so they may not be in a position of call, but their staff, the most important people in that office, is not the senator, it's the senator's staff.
Correct.
Those are the guys who actually sets the agenda. They put what, listen, if you are good to the staff will always put your bill on top of somebody else's bill. That's when I go to Washington, D.C., sometimes when I go see the late Honorable R.C. Hastings, hey, the staff that know me, they love me, okay, because I know how to deal with staff. So whenever I'm coming, they will put me ahead of the line. How do they do that? They will not cut into the line, but they will give me in advance. They will look over his schedule. When he was alive, they will look over his schedule and say, oh, Mr. Gayman, this date is open, nobody there yet, so you go there. So I'm number one on that list. They will not put me ahead of anybody, but they will look for a day that he's available, either in DC or in Fort Lauderdale. They will tell me, where do you want to meet him? And they will, that's the importance of staff. So if you are a member of either one of these legislative bodies and these people, you need to call Dr. Yegas and introduce yourself. And now you can be that conduit to that office. This is how well we think that we all should work together to make sure that good things happen for our country, not just criticize. He's come here with some ideas. Let's see if it works. If you try it doesn't work, you say, at least we tried. But don't say we didn't try it because we knew it was not going to work. No. How you know it's not going to work? You have to try it. Dr. Yegerson, thank you very much for coming. We look forward to seeing you again. Work with Mr. Myean. He's your nephew. Work with him. We got our brother from Care Radio. I love his name. How you spell that M? Man, listen, you got a most beautiful name. Where's your name from, man?
I'm a Lova country as well, you know.
Oh, you from? Listen.
I mean, that uncle that I for
Oh yeah, that your uncle near.
Yeah.
Man, I loved it. First when I saw the name, I thought because it's only when you go to South Africa and the area where they have the N and then everything else. So I thought he was South African until he told me.
I mean, I'm an uncle there. Don't mean I can get very old.
Yeah, no.
I follow.
Kissy man, yeah, the Kissy body our uncle. Yeah, that's a long history. That's a long history. Yeah, that's a long history. Yeah.
I mean, I follow. Don't
follow. Okay, follow Miguel. Follow.
I can remember during the labor survey in 2010. And I was assigned Lofa during our labor survey, and I was actually the region we started from the Kissy Bell.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going on this area and be one of my one of the I met. I will say, my name is John Sir John the Second. Hello, Sir John. He said, my son, I am Sir John the First. My son, Sir John the Second. My other son, Sir John. The Lala Sir John. The first, I said, my uncle, I call, he said, yeah, he called, he say, yes, Sir John. Yes, Sir John, yeah. I'm David Sir John. Yeah. But they are very meticulous in hardworking people. Our uncle, they are.
I am now understanding the traditional uncle because I kept wondering why everybody is an uncle and nephew. Now I'm fine. Now I just heard.
No, but Jerome, by and large, it will take a day to really go with this. The Kissy people generally, they are the uncle to all of us in Lofa. Now there's a particular reason for that.
Okay.
Traditionally there was difficult time that came across us. The history is that would take time to go through, but the Kissy people are our general uncle for all Lofians, if you will. Even the Peda people, they are uncle to the Peda people also. So they play a very strategic role. They are kind. And that's the reason why you can see Omen Boaka on Sumi. He look very harmless and other things. He's a good man. Yes, he's a good man. He's a good man. Just like the guys, some people around. The Kissy people are very good people. They are resilient people. So that needs seen there, you got to respect. Is
that why the representative said the president is a good man, he love it, but around here, he got capital road, small road, big road.
That representative is not the one to even say that.
That's representative.
He's alleged to have been very corrupt also.
Hey, come on now.
And I know the history behind that man pushing someone that I have a lot of respect for. And I didn't want to say this, right? He tried to even impeach on a repetition of men that I know very well in Liberia that have been very clean of things when he served at that house. He pushed behind that man, took that man. That man was just there doing a professional job with the House of Representatives. Listen, he's not the one to criticize people around Joe Barker. Because he says he's alleged to have been notoriously corrupt. Yes. And that's part of the reason even they were pushing to get the former speaker out because people like him. Yeah, because he actually. So you can be the one to say no. He said that let the children can steal their power money. He said, Papa, but I see your money, but somebody can see something. No, you don't have the right to point finger, man. Come on. How the Bible says if you think you are clean, be the first to cast the stone. He's not the one to come and do that. But it's just unfortunate.
Yes. Gentlemen, we had a great show. It's good for us to see Liberians come up with new ideas. And you see, he was not braggadocious, right? He didn't say, I know it all. He said, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I think you should do. If you have your own ideas, let's work together, make sure it happens. I like that. I think he's very humble. And, we need more of these folks, after we have sat here criticizing all day, at least once in a while we come up with some ideas and say, you know what, let's do it this way and see if it works. If we're able to pull this off and go by way of the matching fund, they will go very far, very, very far. Because the government now will think twice. Well, the guys say we raise 500,000, they will put 500,000. The money will come from nowhere because they know if you want to build a little road or bridge in Lofa or something, and it's only 200,000, and you put up 200,000, they put up 200,000, boom, it's gone. So that's a great idea, and I think the only thing that I would advise him, he has to make frequent trips to Liberia.
Yeah, he have to do that. He has to take that to do. Listen, and the fact that he's been out of the country. Now, people like Dr. Yekison and the rest of it, these are people that are needed in the country. To be out of the country for, aside from this organization, the things he's trying to push, yeah, he's a intellectual. He came here trying to do a lot of things. You can also be a very resourceful person back to the country, back to the county and the rest of that. There's a community college that's there. You sometimes take some time on vacation. You go and see the curriculum and see how you can help infuse something that can be workable, that can apply to what we call current day's educational agenda, and if you will. So you cannot keep yourself out of the country for a protracted period of time. 15 years is a very long time to be out of your country. You have the means. You are here legally. You have the means. You are a PhD, you are intellectual. You can go back and contribute. At least sometimes. You say every year I will go to the country 1 or 2 times and take a month off every visit I would take up, right? You do that. You do some very meaningful thing. And I believe he's going to be checking moving forward. People like him shouldn't be out of the country for more than 6 months at a time, man. Come on, do that. And try. That's one of the reasons we try to do now moving forward. When we spend most of our time in Liberia, actually, we just started spending some time here, but moving on, we will still be going to the country at least 2-3 times a year in terms of helping in different sectors of the country, seeing where you want to do. It's not necessary to go get involved into the politics, but we can be part of the politics and be outside the politics, discussing some unfolding development in the country that are very paramount towards the upliftment of Liberians, the young people that are trying to come up. We see how we can lift the geoncumbrers. We are right, the geoncumbrers, how we can lift them up. Those are focusing in certain direction. We direct them the appropriate way to do the appropriate, so they can't lose track of what they try to do. Those are just coming out of high school, drive them through the pathway. As to we have to be the pathfinder for them instead of just being here and be here perpetually for that length of time. We lost track of what's happening in the country. We can't just sit and want to be doing it telephonically or electronically. No, but it doesn't click. It would start clicking if you start getting deeply involved in other things. But Mr. Gayman, before we go tomorrow, we didn't discuss it, but Monday, I believe that we're going to be discussing some very major things. Like there's a serious report came out of the General Auditing Commission. I know you saw that audit report.
Yeah, I got it right here.
That report is serious. I downloaded the report on both my computer and my tablet. I was going through, I was trying to do some analysis of it, but it's a damning report on a serious note. And I think the Public Account Committee will have to critically look at that report in terms of, listen, you have a lot of fictitious, bogus organization claiming millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
676 million, but it go all the way down, go all the way back to 1980.
Yeah, it's from 1980 to December 31st, 2024. So that's the length the audit capture. That's the audit period, 1980 to 2024, December 31st, and all those things. But it is a sad thing to, if you went through the audit, and the Auditor General report is very detailed. He went through all of the necessary rules of engagement in terms of the audit methodology and all those things. The report is detailed. The transmitted letter from the Auditor General is also detailed and all of things, laying out reasons of the Auditor General. And the report is also citing that they're going to be making follow-up to the Ministry of Finance during the next audit period and all those things. So I think it is an important thing. We should start taking cue from the Auditor General report, and moving on to correct some of these things. We put money in the budget to take care of domestic debt, but unfortunately, most of those money that we take to take care of domestic debt, those money are also going back to politicians and their relatives, their children, all those things. I'm saying some name. It's alarming. It's alarming. If it is true, I'm saying yeah. So somebody was just telling me true. I was going through. The person told me, I'm saying something. Did you see this portion of the report? I said, we're going to be discussing the report in detail. We have some past government officials, their children having company and all.
Oh yeah.
Wherein hundreds of thousands of dollars should go to them. The Auditor General report is saying most of those don't even have procurement plan. There's no report. There's no delivery note. Nothing whatsoever. How can you pay a huge amount of money to someone just in the New York State? They got a company called Pewee and Pewee. Absolutely, just Pewee and Pewee. But there's no BOQ whatsoever. There's no financial plan. There's no business registration. There's no delivery note. There's no reason for work that's been conducted whatsoever. So it's a serious thing. $700+ million, Mr. Gayman, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we're going to get back to the same argument that we had when we were talking about doing the social audit of where our problem derives, right? And when the Amos Sawyer and the Brunel Commission got together, they decided to go and start from 1979 to up to where they were. And the second school of thought was, no, why go from 1979? Why not go further? So if we want to know, there were crooks before 1980, what happened to them? Why don't we go further back? Because when you say 1980, we know where you're going. You're starting with the coup period all the way up to where we are.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to prior to the coup? There was a lot that happened during the Tomalin and the Dopoh era. Why you don't want to talk about that? Why you only say from 1980? So hopefully we want to go back a little deeper. What family benefited in the 70s?
But Mr. Gayman, if I may, the reason is that I think, and that's the difference between us, and I hate to say this to divide the country somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say the Congo boys and the country boys. I hate to say it, but sometimes it's realistic that we say those things. So the reason, if you went back from 79, moving on, most of the company boys gave legitimate reason and documentation.
But then let's see it.
Yes, but the reason is that you only find more people that time claiming that government owed them. But now people are putting these things in. You see, these guys are well organized, collected. They were organized. They're not claiming that government owed me from their time. But most of these things you see through now, that government saying government owe me. Mr. Gayman is right. It's a very good issue you just raised just now. Those Congo boys are not raising it. They're not coming saying they want to force people to get money from government. But most of the people that are raising these things are people from the door government. You see some people say they are owing me their time. They are owing me their time.
But this
they push their own people to go establish company so they can put it like government.
But this is what I keep saying to these folks, to lay this thing bare. Even if you did one decade back, right, from 70 to 79, and you see how well organized they were, you will put this thing to rest and say, guys, listen, which we know. It's like you brought, when I say this, people get upset. You brought all the country boys from up interior who have no orientation, just came over here like a child in a candy store, never seen candy before, just start grabbing candy from everywhere until he left the play with little or nothing. Because there's a way you can grab 2 handfuls and get more candy than hugging the candy. So this is what I keep saying. You guys came from the interior. Look, when I saw my own nephew, Thomas Fala, and those fools standing over there, when we are together, singing, making mockery of the people when they're suffering.
Yeah.
And they all over there out of shape, their stomach sticking out. They're not even taking care of themselves. They're waiting to get sick to be sent to India. So these folks came over here. These country boys and girls came over here and they're sitting over here during the top time. Ministers are making like $300, $500 a month salary. And they built homes, they did great stuff. Yeah, they were corrupt too, but they did some great stuff with little. And here we are, we have this much money. Do you know what it is to bring home $11,000 a month? Plus. You got car, you got maintenance, you got security, you got housing allowance, you got scratch card, you got internet. When you add it up, your salary almost $200,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you got these because that's the downside of democracy, right? People elect people like them. So Pewee goes now, he go to Georgia, say, I want to be senator, I want to be representative. You're not like them. That man come from America, you know. They go to right here with all these guys been here with all these men slept with all, he be eating with all, we be sleeping here. That's our man. That's the man we carry on. Once they say that your deal is sealed,
mm-hmm.
You can have PhD, you can have all the expertise. You are not one of them. So they bring somebody who can read, can write. Those who say they can write, they can't comprehend. How you expect these people to write a bill, which is a complicated matter? And then when they are coming to the house, they bring all the picking them with them. This is my office staff. Do you know what an office staff does? This man will be my research officer. Can you imagine? Do you know what a research officer is?
But the part of the reason, Mr. Gayman, that we struggle for having the best, the cream de la creme, if you will, in the lower house is that they don't pay much. So most of those jobs they just give to their it's for political reasons, to please your political base, if you will. Now, a lawmaker is having some of their research officers, it's not even a high school graduate. So some lawmakers, they bring their relative and other things, some people bring in and so, but if they were going by the regulations, by the rule, probably, right? Because the research officer is there to do a lot of research behind the scenes, a lot of research on lawmaking issue. If you were to push there and put money there, start paying the research officer in the lower house getting around $300-400.
Jeez.
Yes. So they don't pay them much money. Imagine the research officer, administrative assistant, I'm not going to go for even the COS, the chief of office staff. The chief of office staff is making less than $1,000, maybe if their whole pay will be around $700-800. Chief of office staff to a lawmaker.
Should I go in through the door?
Yes. So that's it. That is the whole thing. Yeah.
Man, look, when I go to Capitol Hill, when Brian Mast, my new representative here, if he says he's going to give a speech or he's going to talk on an issue, by the time 24 hours before his speech, his office, his research office did not line up everything that he's going to be talking about. They rehearse it, they go over it, they got all his numbers, his stats, his references, everything ready. When he gets out there and starts presenting, he said, wow, this guy's sharp. Yes, because he has a team that does the work. You are muted.
See congressional hearing here.
Mm-hmm.
You see the congressman when he's preparing to ask the question. The man is asking the question. Those they are smart asking the question, but their team now fortify them now.
Sitting right behind him, yeah,
right behind. You see something right behind. You saw the last time when the Attorney General was presenting, when she was encountering Senator Brumington from Connecticut, right? Yes. One of her staff passed to her a paper.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you have those crack team, in no time, that real-time research that staff was doing, and she pull something and give, and you see some of the senator, their staff will hit them. They will ask. So if you have, listen, I sat when we went to the Congress, both the Congress and the U.S. Senate in 2018 of June. When I was the minister, we spent the whole day. We did 3 days. One of those days was focused onto the Congress. Listen, if you enter the offices, you know that they mean business.
Of course,
everybody they mean serious business. The lawmaker will do this, will do that, will do this, will do all those things. So it's not something that people come in play or and begin to say, you want to stop this, you want to do that. It is important until the lawmakers in our country will start to think about building the capacity of their own staffers. We're going to go nowhere because they have their political officers. You know what this? If you put money there and we put more money to start paying them good money, then you raise the bar there to say, okay, you need to have certain qualifications. We got competent people in the country. But unlike you want to do my battle cry, I will say, I got the American my research officer, they made my political officer, they made my administrative this, my administrative that. It's just there. So sometimes to do some serious communication, you will now have to find someone else to come and do those things. Now, I'm not saying most are not, they are not, but most of them, those jobs are given to appease their political followers during the campaign and other things. But I think they should raise the bar and put more money there, and you'll start capturing.
I think if Pewee or Jerome Gayman went to Liberia and all his battle cry kids made him to win, the best he can do is, I say, order you're going to school, free of charge, scholarship, forget about this job, go to school, qualify yourselves. That's what I would demand. Don't worry about it. You have done your work. You have earned the right to be educated. We will pay for it. Go. And I will make it mandatory that they go. Look, you see this? You see the seal of the U.S.? I mean, this is when Honorable R.C. Hastings was alive. He wanted my daughter to go to his alma mater. He says, I don't want her to go to Yale. I want her to go to my alma mater, Fisk. And he went to Capitol, wrote this letter, and gave it to my daughter, say, you got what it takes. We want you. You are a Fisk woman. Straight to the president from DC, straight to the president of Fisk. I'm saying this to say, when these people, they go out there and scout and say, like you say, this guy is brilliant. We want you to be in this. Look, when I look at the former Associate Justice, when they tell you when they were interning, okay, these guys, when we're talking about the justices, when they're making their decisions, what we see is like they say, is the sausage, right? What you see there is the sweet part of the sausage, but you don't know how to make the sausage. When you see the Supreme Court justice sitting there, when you see the staff that these guys have, their staff, when they tell you that I was a staff to this justice, those guys are smart, brilliant. When you hear chief of staff, that is not a small position. I don't have to tell you, Pewee, you know, because you've been around the world, you know. When you leave your country, and you go to Great Britain, you go to Japan, and they say, this is chief of staff. And you look at them. If you get back to Liberia, you should be embarrassed to say, you know what, I want my chief of staff to be better than what I have now. And it is incumbent upon you to send them to the best schools. You got 6 years. You can send that kid to New York, New Jersey, wherever, for 4 years. He will still come back and give you 2 years before your next election. That's how you build your staff. That's what they call capital development. That's what they call human development. But we don't do it. We give you $400, $500 job in my office. When I lost my seat the next time, then we all go back to zero.
Yes.
It is pathetic. We have to do better than we are doing. I know we can do it. I know people who make less money and accomplish more. The money these guys are making in Liberia, it's a lot. I don't have to tell you were there. You know, you go to school, you got a degree in engineering, you were a scientist, you were this, and your salary compared to a guy who not went to school but won a seat in his local district. He come from Riverside, way deep in Riverside. He coming to the capital in a flip-flop. He walking away with about $200,000 a year.
Oh yeah, I recall at the time there, at least Tanapoli was not basically educated, but he had some wisdom. But there was another representative called Bono Jabakuya. And I used to say, I'm not, he used to, I don't know if he's still alive. I hope so. Yeah, I think he should be still alive. Yeah, but he used to love, he used to bear airboy a lot. But the words in Europe, like man should say, "Anna Bobo, your Bapulukane representative from Bapulukane. Anna Bobo." He never said anything in the house. Never, ever, never. The only thing you will see whenever there's this, and normally in the place, when you see the thing people want to do, most of the thing they want to do, they want to yay. Everybody say yeah, yeah. When you see everybody put their hand on, he put hand up.
Honorable Pewee, Honorable Darrell says hello. He's watching.
Okay, yeah. I think Senator Dopoh is the horrible man. Bono Jabakuya. Bobo. Imagine when everybody put hand on since then. Yeah. And one of my woman told me in one is other district about a story. Sitting down, woman said before when people come and they come to the capital building and all of that. And then the discussion is ongoing all the line. You see, then the man in the house those days, the man will tell the speaker, what the speaker probably called, man. He says, speaker, anything thought man glee, I glee. Yes, it thought man glee, I glee. At the time, yes, you don't play away. What a speaker me. Yeah, the probably told me the people not coming out there for the substance of the intellectual aspect. And again, the frame of our Constitution, and listen, you don't have to be educated to actually be there.
No.
Right. Why I disagree with the Bono Jabakuya approach issue at the time, because for him, he was a total embarrassment. But Moses Tanapoli, he spoke those broken English, but he was reasonably impactful in that legislature. He was reasonably impactful.
I listened to him when
he presented all of things.
Not to cut you off, when he suggested that we move rebuild a new capital because the capital, and that man made sense. Is it a capital like an old car? You keep repairing and repairing. Just buy you a new car. Just go build a new capital somewhere. It would be cheaper. And I think he was right.
Yeah. Because some people that learn through this apprenticeship thing, right? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things before, and my woman told me before about this. He said, everybody they believe we've had wonderful lawyers that learned just through the courtroom, through apprenticeship. Wonderful lawyers that knew the law very well, very effectively, very well. And you see, and part of the reason why Darius don't got the edge on most of the guys some people will say this, they will say that. He got the edge in terms of understanding not only the structure of government, but the bureaucracy. Is that they don't spend a lot of time working with the late Solicitor General of the Republic.
I did two.
Two of them, right?
Yeah, but he worked for Snow.
That go back before Snow. He
yeah.
When he was Solicitor General.
Yeah, TC
Gu. So he had an appreciable understanding of the legal matter and government and governance. And that's the paramount thing anyone would need moving forward. You can go, it's important to go and have to expand yourself and project yourself on the intellectual space. It's very important. But understanding, you can even come from the intellectual class. If you're struggling to understand the way people maneuver to the bureaucratic tendency of the governance system of the country, if you don't have that, if you have a full understanding, and one of the things he's very good at, Senator Dillon, he do understand the Constitution of the country. If you have to understand the Constitution of the country, that's the magic of being a lawmaker and being an advocate, and also being around in the governance of our country.
Yeah, but Pewee,
that's very paramount.
In other countries, they put more premium on internship, where you learn.
Yes.
Like they say, you learn at the feet of the noble men and women, right?
Yeah. I've said it because I told the late Senator Francis Glau didn't go to law school. That's what I'm told. I'm saying it because I don't that. But you're one of the best. You're one of the best lawyer Liberia could see around in recent history. He learned through apprenticeship. The late Senator Richard Flomo also. Garguah appointed him eventually as Minister of Internal Affairs. Those are people. Tanda Poli was Justice of the Peace. The Tanda Poli got so familiar with the constitution of that country. The woman would speak the broken English, but mind you, the woman was very much focused on in terms of don't mind her broken English, but he was one of those. I can remember when this caterpillar thing happened in the country that time. The army war.
Oh yeah, army war in Lofa.
That debate in Lofa. That woman raised a debate in the house about some money thing that was going on up there. The whole, I see everybody when that woman struck them, the speaker just closed that day on that day. Myself, I was really moved. He didn't go to school. He was Justice of the Peace, but he learned some of those things in. He learned that he came along. So some people would do those things that will come to government. So, and that's one of the reason quickly the frame of our constitution saw the reason behind that to say, hey, you don't have to have degree to be an elected person. There's some people that will come from the wisdom background, the understanding as to how to go through because they knew some people when I go to school, they will work as clerk, they'll work here, and they'll, over the period learn. Even in this various country, I research it for some time now. People learn through apprenticeship here in this country.
Oh yes. In fact, let me welcome Robert Garguah. Robert, welcome.
Thank you, boss. I've been following.
I was just about to call you. Next Friday we'll be in your town.
Oh, next Friday?
Yeah, and the 27th at ANC their convention.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm still waiting for my invitation. I don't know.
Oh, but they post say you are an associate. You are behind the scene ANC member. You can be pretending.
1 minute, Sylvester. until I join.
Then you say you know. All right,
No, but I my calendar is very busy. I'm busy at the office here, and Fridays I want to. Gotta have.
What's her name? My girl coming for you. You say you're very busy.
Yeah.
She's coming for you.
Who?
The Kepamos girl is coming for you. She left making flower. Teola Gibson. She's coming for you.
It's gonna be next week Saturday.
Yeah, next weekend is the 27th, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be there. I think I'm scheduled to be at the office. I got a few groups coming.
Oh, come on now.
So I will probably, but the people, man, I told the people, no, I got friends in.
No, but they sent the closing argument.
But the people who know me personally, and the chief of staff, to the man that my personal sister, Mariah Kulama. I'm not keeping up. I don't know, to be honest. I know that ANC was having something, a convention in Atlanta, but I have not been, informed. But I will try to.
Look at your cousin right there. Your cousin is watching.
Oh, Senator Dillon. The people. Someone called me and says the other day, said, "My man, we noticed you're going easy on the man now. You're going easy on the man. You're not." I said, "How am I going easy on the man?"
We got 4 years. We got 4 years.
I said every time Dillon come here, I've asked the tough questions. And the people don't understand this, right? I think whenever people are PA, same thing with the deputy minister. Sometimes, again, your approach, I think Dillon has a way of communicating with people who ask him tough questions, and he's able to respectfully answer. I think respect is very important. And so my engagement with him is fierce, is tough, right? But I think you can't deny the fact that I've been really tough. I asked him some questions.
Yeah,
and I will always ask
how many times can you ask the same question?
No, you can. But it's a lot going on. But there's so much question to be asked and little time to ask those questions. And so people have to realize is when you have these people on and you have 8 other panelists on, everyone has to get in questions, and so sometimes it's very limited to ask like the kind of question. So until he comes on another time again to ask another question, something else happens, right? So you have to focus on what the current event. But overall, I think he has a way of communicating and respectfully, even when you were tough with them. We talk about the man being fake, lie. We talk, and I'm a big critic of Dylan, but again, I've engaged him. I think he's been, even when I'm critical, I think he's been able to answer those questions. And I mean, you got to respect that. You got to respect that. Now, come 2029, I know he started saying a lot of things before in his closing statements. That's for a whole different show. But come 2029, I think the debate will get really interesting. And those who are contemplating on contesting in Massarat County, I tell them, do not underestimate him. Do not underestimate him, because I think he's still, even though his politics, especially the fact that he's a member of this government, and the performance of this government, sometimes he's in between a hard rock. It will also be a reflection of him. If Joseph Boakai fails, none of us want Joseph Boakai to fail, but it's easy for folks to say, you gave us this failed government, and they're doing the same things that George Weah did. Now you have to speak up. Is he going to be able to speak up like the way he spoke freely against George Weah, with no alarmment, with no attachment? And so we were still engaged. We'll still ask the tough questions, but I think he deserves a respectful engagement, because he's showing that in return.
No, I don't think there's any doubt. The fact that he's a senator, you have to respect the senator. You got to respect the office. You can ask the question respectfully, without being disrespectful. I don't think he will. You remember when he came in, he says, "Guys, somebody slipped and called him Darius," and I said, he's Senator Darius. He says, that's fine. You don't have to be that critical. So, but the idea that the line has to be, we have to be cordial, we have to be critical and all that, but you still have to have respect for the office, because if that office was not revered, right? Mm-hmm. So many people will not try to ascend to that level.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to put some respect on it. Not only the senator, but the president and everything else. Even when you're making fun,
right?
Okay, your joke has to have some taste to it. You can't. We all don't want to be like.
But Jerry, one time, I think the man was mad at me. The only problem I had with him, Sylvester, I went to, and I think he remembers that too. I went to Julaja one time. I was doing an interview there, and I had no idea that the senator was next behind me. So apparently, my time was up. I think we were going 5 minutes over. So he came and he spied, and he saw me. He went back. When I came out of Julaja, the man speak to me. But I'm sure now he will say hello to me. I'm sure he will say hello. But the man never speak to me. So I got back in my car and I said, "Damn, the senator, the man vessel, the man vessel."
But we have to learn how to be critical, but also be respectful.
Yeah, it's never personal. It's never.
Yeah, the office.
But you see, me and my man Sylvester, yeah, people be calling me, "Oh man," I said, "Oh man, don't talk Bible, Sylvester." Me and Sylvester, I still respect the man. So that I just gotta hit him hard, because he can be doing all kind of things. Yeah, you gotta check him sometimes. But Sylvester's a good man.
Listen, nobody here like Dara's, right? Dara's mom, she was the only female police officer in Grand Bassa County, Buchanan, when I was there. So his uncle, Aaron Pele, and I were classmates. So we would go. It was at Dara's mom's house. There where we used to go for recess. We used to call it then recess. She had her door open for every child that came off the streets. The only reason we'd be scared to go to the housing and that they were near the society building. It's Masonic building, right? Near the Masonic building.
Yeah, the Masonic building up.
No, not I'm talking about in Buchanan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we don't say Masonic, we say near the society. That's to scare people. So in the evening we don't go there. But the door was always open. And I never called him before now. I never used to call him Darius. And he was always Papi. We always call him Papi because he was the youngest child in the family. So we just call him Papi. We're going to Bassett High School. He was going to Cali School. He was a little boy. So I know him as Papi. So everybody call him. Hopefully he's listening. He laughing because nobody call him Papi. I call him Papi. So we have that close. And people don't know that he and I were that close when it comes to the family relationship. So when I look at him and see how far this young man has come, when I look at Daniel Sano, we talk about homegrown folks now. We talk about young men and women who are homegrown. They were not fortunate to come to the United States and go to school and all that stuff, but they made good use of what God gave them. So where they are, you have to elevate that. It's a grace. That's what I was telling the young man. I say, Daniel Sano, when you leave for here, please don't relapse. Don't do that. Don't go back to the old Daniel Sano.
Don't put your life on it.
Well, that's true. But, the scriptures say, faith comes by hearing and hearing. So as long as we keep repeating that he's better than that, he's better than that. When Honorable Snow spoke yesterday, that people use the public platform to insult other folks, I thought somebody was going to call me and say, yo, you've been talking so much good about Daniel, and do it again. But nobody called me. So I said, oh, okay. Sano had not relapsed. So that's a good thing. But these are homegrown young folks that have done well for themselves. They can be proud of themselves. They can be proud. Their parents can be proud of them. So we have to give it to them. You have to give it to them. But yes, anyone who wants to take his job, it's like the American man, the Republican would say, my Second Amendment, I got my gun. You want to take it, you got to come and get it. You got to come and get it. If you want Darrell Dillon's job, you have to go and get it. Don't think he's just going to lie down and give it to you. You got to fight. You have to earn it. You got 4 years. But you're going to go and get it. It's not going to be an easy fight. So don't sit there and say, okay, he been there for two term or a term and a half. It's time for him to relinquish. It's not going to happen.
I think Leo, I think, I'm not sure what he's thinking about, but I think Leo is, I think he's contemplating on contesting. I'm not sure where, but I think it has to be strategic. And then also, what's her name from your girl, CMC, Fanta Kamara is also thinking about that. But you will think, I think you will definitely need a really strong political collaboration, because Dylan got there with CPP, and I don't think the kind of support in the moment that got him elected. I'm not sure if we Unity Party might create that environment. Maybe in the next 2 years, it might be worse. It might get better. All depends on the results and what happens. But I think both of them are pretty good candidates when it comes to transformative Liberia. I'm not sure if.
But Leo would do well because Joseph running for president. I guess he will resign, right, to run for president. So that position.
You're muted.
You can't resign from the Senate.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You can be on the seat. You can still be a capacity contest.
No, but he turned us in 2029, right?
No, his term going to be ending 2032.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he can do that. I thought his term was ending 2029.
No, it's Senator Dillon is going to seat going to be open for 2029.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 30 senators. We have 15.
Yeah. They have 15 staggered. Okay.
Yeah, 15 going for 2029. Then the rest 15. So those that were just elected 2023 will be there up to 2032.
I think we got to check on that. I mean, can you imagine giving somebody power for a whole decade?
Yeah, it's too long. It's too long.
It's very long. It's very
As
long. Yeah.
as the former Chief Justice, former Senator of Maryland said, Gloria Scott, he said it can put someone to lost track.
It's too
You
long.
can just lost track of what you're doing. Now, yeah, it's too much to be.
It's
Yeah,
too.
she said it when she was
Yeah.
then Senator of Maryland County. She
Yeah.
said it. There was an interview I can remember. She said it. She said yes. On there. So she said it would be good to. I mean, I don't know if but we had the opportunity to do that. They didn't put that there.
Yeah. They should.
That would
I
have been
mean,
part of
but you
that.
saw, but see those guys won't do it. They won't do it. I think 6 years is pretty good. 4 years for representative, 6 years for senator. I think that's good enough. 9 years, that's just ridiculous. That's
Look, the reason our representatives are very effective in this country because every 2 years, you got only 2 years to do something.
Yep.
Every 2 years, you're going for an election. Every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like Liberia where they say, okay, I need 4 years to do that. No. Every 2 years, you got to give an account of your stewardship. Every 2 years. So for us to not only double, but we triple it.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, 6 years.
Yep. That's too much, especially given the fact that it's a very lucrative, position. I mean, as far as what these guys get paid. So I think 6 years. But Elston, for me, it didn't matter who CDC had put against CPP candidate at the time. I think they still would have won, to be honest with you.
Oh, yes.
In that moment, it was a referendum on the CDC.
They had a wave. It was a
At the
wave.
time, it was a wave, and the wave, it reminded me of June 7. I mean, we've had other protests since June 7, even the recent protest that was held, but none of them actually got the kind of momentum that the June 7 protest got. Now you can say, Heron Costa was involved, but that moment, given everything that was going on with the CPP and everything else, COP and all those things, I think they had a momentum. They could raise fund. CPP also had that momentum. You had an international, a lot of the ANC folks, many of whom, you see some of them are mad at Dillon and some of his approaches and some of his policy and what he stood for, some of the decisions that he made, because they bankrolled his campaign. So he had things that others did not have. For instance, my own dear friend and brother Ben Sanvee. When Ben Sanvee ran, Ben Sanvee would have made a great senator. But two things were not on his side, even though he did not go into the campaign thinking he wouldn't win. But he was running against George Weah. But apart from running against George Weah, he did. I don't think he had the kind of support base behind him like the CPP. You know what I'm saying? So in that moment, even if they would have put the most popular sedition, and Thomas Fala, I don't think from our perspective is the most popular sedition. I think he was up there and he was one of the ranking file sedition that they felt could have got that position, but I don't care. I don't think anyone would have won that election if George Weah himself was not on the ballot, because it was a referendum. It wasn't a unity party. It wasn't a unity party thing, Liberty Party thing. It was a collaboration of all these guys, and they had the money, they had the talking points, and they made their case, and they had the candidate who, at the time, I believe, said all of the right things, and he was victorious. So I don't think Thomas Falau, anyone at that in that moment, I think anyone would have won, even if it were not Dylan, to be honest.
Yeah, the wave, like it's like in this country, right? When they had that blue wave, they said you can even take Scarecrow and write D on his chest, he will win.
You see, I mean, Anthony, your message, but listen, I will have to sit and listen to Leo's what his plans are, but just given everything that he's done so far, with the most state of the art Liberia in the country.
First of his kind.
First of his kind. This guy has proved that he can raise some serious cash. So of course, when it comes to fundraising, he's going to strategically go about that the right way, especially when it comes to money that's not coming from Liberia. But who hasn't done that, right? But being an outsider and everything he's done so far, it's hard not to support a guy like that, Sylvester. But I want to see if he goes against Dillon. That's why it will be very important, because anything can happen in the next 2 years now, or the next year and a half. I hope he has an exploratory team. He has folks that are actually, looking at the political landscape and just making some really strategic decision. Because again, yes, is it possible he can defeat Dillon? Yes. Is it anyone can defeat Dillon? No one cannot be defeated, right? Infallible. But you cannot underestimate the fact that Dillon is a household name, and in as much as there are people who may not still like him,
he's an incumbent. He's an incumbent. He got home court advantage.
He has the exec mansion. He has the president behind him. He's been able, even those who have disagreed, he's been able to one way or the other still be able to reach across the aisle. And so Leo will have to really be strategic on the issue. And one thing, if he truly goes against Dillon, it will be an election about results. Can you imagine these guys debating the issues on national TV? Can you imagine? Dillon come across as a pretty good debater, right? He knows the issues. He can talk about them, right? But there's still holes in these explanations and in his own record. What has he done? And so forth and so on. But I think it will be very, very interesting. But Leo is a guy that is the future. When you get these guys coming in, you can't. It's difficult not to say you're not going to support them.
But yeah, if I was sitting across the table, if I were to meet Leo on a serious note, I would have a different perspective on that.
You would tell him not to really get Dillon?
I would tell him to not dare try. Yes, right. I'm not saying this because I'm 100% convinced that they're not going to win. No, it's not because of that. The politics in our country can be very deceptive, and he will have to understand it very deeply. Most of our country is not a child play area, and then everybody can just come. Oh, because I'll be a library somewhere District 5 can go and content and win. No, there's not most of our country. I can say this for the record. If Leo want to get involved into the politics of the country, it's very wonderful thing to do. Very good. I know he got passion for the country as a young man, doing a lot of things back in the country, getting his connections, doing those things. I will crave him to contest in district number 5. Yes. If he were to try and contest, I'm saying this today, on this day, today, the 17th day of October, 2025, if he were to go and contest 2029 election, they would massively beat him. Most rather than play era, Robert, to just go to I build this. No. Most rather politics is that you have to be in the country and be more engaged to try in Monserrato County. It's not a fun play. And the reason why they don't want the election in Monserrato is not any person the CPP will have presented as the candidate will have won the election against the CDC Thomas Farah. No. They don't start this. He started criticizing Madam Salif and Robert. First, he was close to them. He went after them. He started getting a lot of political steam and popularity for that wherewithal he took to go, and the same people that he was very close to, he went after them. First and foremost, he started criticizing. They don't want brother. They came on the same line. They were very cool and other things. So he stood his ground. He stood his ground on that. So he started getting that. He started soaking his feet politically across the country. Then it came to the issue of Weah took on the presidency. He was one of the brave lieutenants. Everybody, nobody was brave and had to take on to Weah. He took on. and then he sold very well, and he got very popular across. So he paid his dues far before the elections. He contested one of the elections. He didn't go that far. It was predicted that he wouldn't have gone anywhere, but he set the record straight. He started testing the water. So trust me, to defeat DeLong, you have to have another very strong person from the CDC. If anybody were to defeat DeLong, would have to come from the opposition camp that would be heavily supported. But if DeLong maintain his line, his record, because there are a lot of people still believing from certain angle that they don't got the I will use the word again, the wherewithal to criticize even the ruling establishment when there's a need to criticize them. So he's going to get the support. He's going to have the financial support. He's going to raise the support to support the campaign, the resources to support his campaign. The government, the ruling establishment that don't usually win most of Rado County, they're going to be backing him. But probably he's staying, he's so that he will have still other supporters coming for him. So to defeat DeLong, it will have to be from a concerted effort from the opposition camp and other supporters. If there's no one coming from the opposition camp to really get out huge support, like the forces like Sir Joseph, that kind of way. But if you were to bring anyone that got some questionable reputation that got linked with the CDC, you may just give them on the room to something. But my dear brother, trust me, I respect that young man. He's a very smart man. He's got a lot of connection. He uses his rapprochement to get other things done. But he's far from getting the senatorial seat. Trust me. If I were to sit across the table, I would advise him.
So you advise him to go to district
number 5. Contesting district number 5, that I believe he can go for it and he can win it.
Who is in district number 5?
District number 5 is Priscilla Cooper. This Priscilla Cooper that was saying lingo, the same thing that said they know this was. But Priscilla Cooper is district number 5. You can go there and win it. But if you bad Mosserado County, it's not a 4-player goal. Trust me. The young man is smart. He's good. He's got a lot of network. But trust me, politically, if I was sitting across the table with him, I would tell him, I'm going to see him. And he's very close to one of my very dear brother too. Zuo Taylor. I will talk to Zuo so they can have conversation with him. Yeah, he contested.
I concur with most of what you said. But one of the things I agree with 100% that you said is it has to be a concerted effort. I think so. It has to be a concerted effort, and which is the reason why I believe again what he had when he won that election was that consolidation with the CPP and the entire body of the opposition. Everyone supported. I mean, it was so unique to the point where what's her name almost won her own campaign as well. Talia Ure. I think she was one of the candidates that almost won. But it'll be a very interesting 2029 will be very interesting. But like I said, I think both Liberians, Leo Johnson and Fanta Kamara, I think they are both very interesting addition. When we talk about transforming the country, I think they will add a lot of
who the next candidate? We say who? Fanta?
Fanta Kamara.
Fanta Kamara.
Yeah.
Fanta Kamara from this CMC.
Yes. She already announced
she's nursing for Mosserado too?
Yeah.
Yeah, she already announced that she's gonna be on the ballot.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good to see. And that she'll be a force. So
yes.
Now, okay, for Fanta Kamara, can Fanta pose any threat to DeLong in terms of it? Now, one of the reasons why if I would say this quickly about Fanta, maybe if she consolidates from the Muslim vote and get other support from other areas, that may be a reasonable point because the Muslim vote may rally behind her if she can succeed in getting the consolidated Muslim vote in an envelope. It may be a way to get you pushing other areas again, where you get similar support from other young people, which she push through the cracks to get other support. If she cannot, then it will be a difficult thing. But if she can consolidate, the first thing is to have an envelope Muslim vote for you. Then you start tapping to see, is that possible that I can crack through the line? But Broward Mosserado is a very difficult area to win election. It's not just for Johnny just come. I can say this to you. I will say it to you today. We'll sit down tomorrow, we'll be drinking whiskey. I will say it to you. We'll sit down the next, we'll be drinking water. Where I will bring clear. I will say the same thing to you. You cannot become as a Johnny just come and just win election in Montserrat County. No. You will try, but you will try. You will say, I can't second, I can't third. It's a difficult terrain. It's a very difficult terrain to win election. You have to be part of the politics. They have to see you. Now, Fanta is a young progressive. Also, she's progressive in the sense that she's active, outspoken, and all of things.
Very, very aggressive.
Can she navigate through the cracks of say to do those things? That one of the things that will give her the strength. You consolidate the entire Muslim vote. The entire Muslim is a way of politics too, and that's what we do here in the red and the blue area, right?
Yeah, and with CMC with the backing of
and
CMC,
then you need resources again, serious resources.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to conjugate the various area. You go to meditate and then you say, what doing what? So you need to spend the money in Montserrat County also.
But they also, but again to your point, Sylvester, all of this they will have to be very strategic. I mean, you want to win. Listen, and you're not always going to win. You may not necessarily win the first go round, right? But if you can put up a good fight, let's assume he says, you know what, I want to be. I want to think big. I mean, if I don't win, then I don't win. But I want to think big. He still has time on his side. He goes against Dillon. All right. It turns out to be a very, very tight elections. I mean, I think that could be the springboard that he might need for his political campaign, because
then you wait for another 6 years or
well,
9
no,
years?
you don't. It doesn't have to run. It doesn't have to run for. But to your point, why do that when you can go into another district and become a representative?
Yeah.
Into that district and already have your foot in the door.
Yeah. Then you prepare.
Then you prepare yourself to
Joseph for a seat.
Right. But again, I think also, if I was talking to Dillon too, the first thing I would say to him, do not approach, regardless who come against you. Don't come to this fight, with this arrogance, that, you know what, I think I've done enough to beat anyone. Because, and then depending on who contests against him. Because again, I would agree that I think Dillon he has established himself in the county, and again, what he has on his side is the political machine, which is the incumbent, and he may not have the kind of resources, but again, those UP boys, they have power, they got the cash, they can raise the fund, but he may not have the support of at that level of the diaspora, something Leo has at this moment. So it has to be a concerted effort. But in the next 2 years, I think we will get a better understanding of what the opposition community looks like. Are they thinking about a collaboration? But again, I will continue to say to the CMC and all these guys, I am sick and tired of all of these political collaboration with a single aim, which is let's defeat the incumbent. No, this is a very terrible approach because it does not sustain. We need to have a collaboration that is based on serious, fundamental ideas about moving our country forward. I think that's very, very, very important. It shouldn't be about, well, I need to get this position, I need to get that position, I need to run for this office. No. It has to be about ideas. And if it's not, forget it. That's not going to work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And but we have to do that. But yeah, Montserrat is going to be a very tough one. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be tough to the extent. But Mr. Give me quickly before we go. I mean, you didn't give any update about your political leader here. What happened?
I'm waiting for you guys before you say tomorrow is Saturday in Minnesota. Tomorrow, there's going to be a major town hall meeting. The political leader is sitting pretty. Ready to discuss any issue anywhere. So he is up. I think he's been prepped. He's ready. He's been looking forward to this for a while. He came back, and you remember he didn't go by. He usually go and come, but this time he stayed 3 weeks. So he is ready to engage, beginning in Minnesota, and then from there I think we're going to Arizona, then come to Atlanta. So tomorrow, if you are in the area there,
Oh wait. So you're coming to? Oh, so wait. So the CMC. Oh, the CMC got the invitation to come to the ANC convention in Atlanta.
No. The southern region of the United States is going to be based. The office is going to be based in Atlanta.
Okay.
So
And Billite will be here for that.
That's correct. They have not set a date.
Why are you not in Minnesota?
Huh?
You were the vice chair for administration USA chapter. Why are you not with this political leader?
Because I'm here.
No, I know you. Yeah, why are you not with him?
No. Actually,
the last time you were in Philadelphia, and
that's correct.
And the last time I saw you in London.
That's correct.
That's correct also. But why are you not?
That's correct.
Why
because I'm getting ready for the Southeast. That's us. That's Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. And we have selected Atlanta to be the base. So we are consolidating, getting ready for that. And then the Midwest, I think Arizona is going to take that crown. Everybody is going to congregate towards Arizona. And that's how they are doing it. That's how we are doing it, actually. So,
man. I gotta run, man. Let me go.
So good luck. I mean, tomorrow, before we go, tomorrow is the CDC party headquarters thing. I'm getting word from Monrovia now that it seems like those guys are camping at the headquarters.
Yeah.
Those boys are camping at the headquarters.
Listen, see, these fellow guys like a relation, man. They want those guys are different.
But Sylvester, I will say this. Oh yeah, God. If this is going to be very, very, very difficult for Unity Party. This is going to be difficult for Unity Party. I know we're going to have time to discuss this further, but just given the result, just based on the results right now, right? CDC starts the construction of the headquarters tomorrow, the groundbreaking. A week or two to start construction. And that building is ready from now till the end of 2027.
No, they said 2026.
2026, yeah, next year. 2026. And those boys have a grand opening of that building, 2026, 2027. And things are still moving, things are still where they are when it comes to the economy. Remember, we have not seen no investor yet. They're still going back on those old deals. My other friends and stuff were criticizing. The economy has not moved in a needle. The drug epidemic has worsened. The healthcare delivery. I don't care what to do. They can electrify RIA from the airport to Painesville. It's not going to help it. It's not going to help it. It's not going to help it. It's going to be very interesting.
No, it will.
Look,
but we'll take some time. Monday, tomorrow the program, then Monday we'll see you more.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, I see that.
Are you seeing it here? Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? It's going to be rough.
Yeah,
I said your analysis is right there. Listen, CDC is going to be a serious problem.
Very serious problem. I'm telling you, very serious problem. And like I told my ANC folks, the CMC folks, do not get bullied into this idea that any collaboration with this CDC would taint your record. Don't get bullied into that.
No.
Don't do that. But it'll be very interesting. All right, man. But
yeah, man. Let's do it Monday. I will call you on the back end.
All right, buddy. Yeah, let's do that. All right.
Huh? No, I think in that one. Yeah.